Let's get nasty on a Friday. It's a Fast Lane on 101 ESPN. Andrew Marsh, Carey Davis, Jamie Rivers. I'm Anthony Stalter. Appreciate everybody being tuned in today here in St. Louis or wherever you may be listening. Snake Pit, active as always. They're rocking and rolling. That's our YouTube channel at 101 ESPN. You can get a hold of us either through the Snake Pit if you want. Text us, Air Comfort Service text line 314-399-9646. Mic drops, whether we ask for them or not. We'd love to hear from you. You can always leave us a Scott Lee Heating Company mic drop via the 101 ESPN Dobbs Tire and Auto Center's mobile app. Carey, I imagine you're feeling pretty good about yourself right now.
I woke up and sent you all a message, man, and just, baseball just keeps getting better, man. You know, when you root for a team that is willing to spend money, Anthony, well, there's nothing better than that. Your team wants to win. You're not resting on what you've done in the past. Not good enough. What are you going to do? Spend more money, get better. Sounds like the great American plan to me. Sounds like a great idea, and I'm all for it. Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained?
No.
Really?
No.
You guys don't like winning?
Nor will I be watching that team play.
You guys don't like winning?
Don't like the Dodgers.
Sick, man. It's sick. You know, I was listening. Marshy texted us a video of Butchie complaining. And I'm just thinking to myself, when did we get to this place as Americans? Huh? When did we get to the place where we whine? Oh, my God.
Oh, Carey, it happened quite a while ago.
They got all of the guys. We don't have a chance. We might as well not even try. You know what? Go sit in the corner and cry if you don't like it. Or, Jamie, and I'm surprised by you, because you, sir.
I haven't even said anything.
No, I'm just saying, you understand. You've played against teams where you know good and damn well on the paper you had no shot. Did you just go lay down? You say, no, I'm not going to show up to the rink tonight? What'd you do? You laced them up even tighter. You know what I'm going to do today? I'm going to run that guy's face into the wall. See if that changes the outcome of the game. That's what my Jamie Rivers would do. This guy now, I don't know what the hell he's this older version of the Jamie Rivers, Barry Rivers, the 23-year-old Jamie Barry Rivers will run that guy's face into the boards and say, the hell with you in that paper that says we're going to lose, because we ain't losing today. Am I right? I know I'm right.
I can't dispute
the fact that we've gone this far as Americans, that we complain about a team that wants to win, where in the hell are we? Huh? I thought this was America. We don't care. We've been in places where we thought we couldn't win, and guess what? We won. So you just going to give up? No. You're going to show up, and you're going to show out. Don't complain about the damn Dodgers. You got too much going on. It's unfair. Nobody cares. You show up and play the damn game. That's what my Jamie Barry Rivers would do. That's what Carey Alexander Davis would do. Anthony Stalter, Andrew Marsh. I know you guys show up and play the damn game. Doesn't matter what they got on the other side. We put our pants on just like they do. We tie our skates up just like
put their pants on.
Might, but that's okay.
Paid for it.
We got to put ours on, and it's good. We get the right fit, and we're good to go. All right? Man, I damn complaining about no damn Dodgers today, man. Go Dodgers.
You know, no, put that away.
You're proud of me, aren't you?
You are learning so well.
I got it.
You know, Carey, glad you brought this up. Dodgers signed Kyle Tucker to an agreement, a 4-year, $240 million contract yesterday. And, oh, man. Everybody's saying to himself, Dodgers do it again. It turns out the Dodgers can do it again, and they'll continue to do it because Major League Baseball decided 12 years ago to do something that has allowed the Dodgers to do what they've been able to do. Marsh got a little active last night. He decided to do some hunting. Really just went to Twitter, saw some guy tweet something out, and then followed the thread. But this is interesting. So if you go back to 2013, Major League Baseball had a decision to make about the Dodgers and their TV rights. The Dodgers had a deal with Time Warner, and it was going to be a Sportsnet LA, what they have now. The TV network's going to be Sportsnet LA. The Dodgers, by the way, were going through a bankruptcy at the time, okay? So they were going to need some help from Major League Baseball, and at some point, the Time Warner Sportsnet LA deal needed to be approved. Yeah. This is how it works in Major League Baseball. And somebody much, 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 much smarter than me could explain it better than I can. But to boil it down, The Yankees have the Yes Network, okay?
Correct.
The Red Sox have NESN.
Correct.
Certain teams have a minority stake in their TV deal. The Yankees are prime example. Let's just stick with the Yankees, okay? The Yes Network, they are a minority owner of the Yes Network. It's a separate business, okay? So if that fails, the Yankees lose money. If that doesn't fail, the Yankees can benefit from it, okay? Other teams have to pour into the revenue share if they don't have their own TV network, right? Revenue share is supposed to work like, I wouldn't call it a salary cap or a salary floor or anything like that, but it's supposed to spread out the funds. Now, what the Pirates and some of these small market teams do with those funds, that's a different story. The Dodgers deal is quite different. Where the Yankees, again, separate business, minority owner. If the Yankees and the Yes Network lose money, the Yankees lose money. The Dodgers, they signed a deal that Major League Baseball agreed to that just allows them to get money every single year without any sort of risk.
How much money, Anthony?
Well, $3.5 billion.
Every year?
I don't know if it's $3.5 billion every year.
Or the term of the contract?
It's not the term of the contract. Again, this is where the person that's much smarter that could explain this better. But there's $84 million a year in terms of rights fees that Sportsnet LA forks over. Everything above that,
The Dodgers
can
keep
get funneled into the Dodgers payroll without revenue sharing.
Oh, they're not
I think
doing
they're
that.
getting
Sounds-
$300 million per year.
Yeah,
Sounds like a
somewhere
smart,
around there.
$300 million
sounds like a smart
per
business
year.
The part
decision.
that I know, and I said to these guys, is that before opening day's first pitch for the Dodgers, they're $300 million. So up.
Yeah.
So whatever their payroll is this year, it'll probably be break even. So they're starting fresh. It's like, okay, we're good here. That payroll, yeah, we got it covered. They put the check in yesterday. All right.
Yeah.
Now everything else is gravy.
Hand it to them. Hand it to them. It's risk-free. Ownership risk for the Yes Network is real. Ownership risk for the Dodgers and Sportsnet LA, I mean, minimal. I don't even want to say it's minimum. It's nothing. Regardless of whether or not
We should get somebody to
Sportsnet
negotiate
LA,
a better deal. That's all.
I guess
It
so.
sounds like to me they got good
Let's
people.
start
making
the
good decisions.
Sportsnet Midwest. Here we go.
So you wonder how they're doing it. They're not smarter than everybody.
I mean, they are.
Yeah,
Let's give them
kind of.
credit.
They're
They
not
are
kind
smarter
of.
than everybody. Major League Baseball's just stupid. They allowed this to happen. They approved it 10 or so years ago, and the Dodgers have benefited from it.
So let me ask you a question, because Major League Baseball approved it because the Dodgers are a good team.
No, they were
Because
bankrupt.
If they were a bad team in a not so big market, the Major League Baseball probably doesn't approve this. Is that
I
fair
don't
to
know.
say?
Well, I think what Major League Baseball ran into was whether or not legally they could figure out how to
Take it back.
not take it back, but
Get their piece.
yes, they were trying to figure out at the time what portion of the money could be shared in revenue.
Yes.
There you go, Jamie. You got your hand up.
Yeah, I have a question. And this is just my brain because I'm a wacko sometimes. You think that Major League Baseball is almost hoping that they have this lockout/strike, and then they're going to call the Players Association and be like, by the way, you guys are going to want to fight for that Dodgers deal to be dismantled, okay? We're going to dismantle that deal and change it. We can't because we gave it to them and we're stupid.
Yeah.
But we're going to give you all the information you need to go after the Dodgers and their network. Yeah.
So go for it.
Because Major League Baseball is screwed too by this deal because if I'm ownership at another club, if I'm Cohen with the Mets or whoever, be like, hey guys, I got a lot of money too. I want this deal. Well, you can't. Why can't I have this deal?
Right.
And then, like, it's a mess.
Yeah. So every other team, every other big market team, is sharing the revenue. I think it's like 34% of it. Sharing that revenue with the other teams in baseball. The Dodgers are not. The Dodgers are making money hand over fist.
Not even
And then
happen.
going out to the offseason and then purchasing whatever star players they want.
Well, I think
it is an absolutely rigged
That's
system.
literally like the whole world having, state tax, income tax, all the time, and you don't have any.
Right.
I mean,
And year after year after year.
And everybody's like, how you doing it? You're so rich.
some people pay. We're really talking, huh? Because some people do pay less taxes and make a lot more money.
Are you okay with that?
I don't care.
It ain't my problem. I mean, it is what it is.
If you were trying to compete.
He ain't never going to compete.
Okay,
So
well,
quit
then
asking.
okay,
The world
fair.
is unfair,
That's,
Anthony.
The world is unfair.
You're right.
And you create your own luck, and sometimes you create your own fortune.
Yeah. And sometimes you take it.
This isn't life, though. This isn't the world. This is it's what's supposed to be a competition every single year. So
Here he is.
I do think.
listen to you, Mr. Dodger. Where's your blue? Well, you're
got
wearing
it
some blue
on.
pants today, aren't you?
He got
Those
a
are
blue
black.
shirt on.
The T-shirt is blue.
Okay.
Got some issues.
He's
man.
angry.
Isn't that gray?
That's blue.
It's blue.
What's wrong with y'all?
It's like a shark skin blue.
Like
It looks
San
great.
Jose shark.
That's
It's
whatever.
not a shark.
I think the Dodgers are
It's like shark
paying like
skin.
$80 million.
This is gray.
But like $80 million to $300 million, that's still a lot of money. Like,
Listen, I'm not pissed. I'm shocked that nobody views this all. This is ridiculous. It's dumb. Why would we tune into Major League Baseball?
Oh, wow.
Why?
Again, I mean,
Kinda have to.
You're competitive, aren't you, Anthony?
I'm very competitive. This isn't
That's why.
This is not competition.
You telling me the Phillies just gonna lie down and quit?
This is
I'm asking.
us playing Monopoly, where I'm going to the bank and I got more money to start with and saying, you guys can't beat me. No. You still play the game?
You might make
Sure.
some bad
Yeah,
decisions.
you might make
and
some-
we
you
might
might,
play the
yeah.
game really well. Anthony.
I might, but I'm near the finish line already. You guys are just starting.
I think-
that is where the Dodgers. That's where the Dodgers are right now.
for me, I think two things can be true. I think you should want other owners to spend more money, but like you just said, it's like this team's starting basically with a head start.
Why would I want to spend it? Listen, every owner should be competitive, right?
For sure.
But if you're and I want to whatever. It's not like I feel bad for any of these owners because they're kicking up their feet and they're like, man, you know what? I ain't gonna spend. Why would I spend? I ain't gonna compete anyways. I'm still making money. It's equally as bad. The whole thing is bad. We don't need to like say, oh, the Dodgers are worse than the Pirates. It's all bad. We lose as baseball fans. We're supposed to be tuned in to a competition that is completely imbalanced. And I know it's always been, but this is worse. This is as bad as it's ever been. This isn't the Yankees spending the money to compete and all that. Eventually, other teams started to do so
But the
too.
Yankees did that as well, and people
Not to
called
this
them the
level.
evil empire.
Oh, pretty close.
No, not even close.
pretty close.
This is not close to
In
what
the
the
90s,
Yankees did.
Yeah,
This is
the
not
amount of
close.
money
Because your dad's
that
a
you're-
Yankees fan, don't shrivel up on us now.
Hey,
okay?
how about this? Let's go back to those. Let's go back to the '90s Yankees. How many homegrown players do the Yankees have
Right.
compared to this crap show of the Dodgers?
Man, it's overrated.
I don't really know, actually.
They had
It
more.
pales in
Do you
comparison.
have a number?
I can name Jorge Posada, Derek Jeter, Mariano Rivera, Andy
Bernie-
Pettit, Bernie Williams.
Yeah, but name players that were different.
Mariano Rivera. Did you say Mariano?
I did.
Yeah. Okay. They had a
Well
few,
done.
a few Hall of Famers that were.
It's I don't understand. Like we as fans, baseball is like we don't really care about you at all. We're just going to make
But
money
you
hand
say
over
that,
fist.
and I know we got to go to break. You say that, but the Blue Jays were literally a few inches away from scoring a game-winning run to
Sure.
win the World Series. Like
The what?
the World Series.
The World Series.
Correct. So it's not like this team is unbeatable. Like they were a few inches, a secondary lead away from the Dodgers not winning
There
the
are guys
World
that
Series.
actually, yeah, you're
Carey.
right.
Like so, when we talk about
Carey's
it,
right. Let him cook.
thank you.
Sure,
when we
sure.
talk about it,
What team are you on, James?
I
don't
got him
know.
on my side. You didn't see it happen? It happened in real time.
Yeah.
He appreciated the twist, the
The
spin.
way he spun that crap to start, he won me over.
So it's not like this team is invincible. They can lose. It can happen. Just because you spend money doesn't automatically mean that it's a perfect fit and you're going to win every single game.
You're right, but-
They're not.
Carey, did you see the news today? Because the Dodgers just clinched the NL West.
It actually didn't happen today.
Could they lose in the World Series? Yeah, we're talking about the World Series. There's 30 teams.
Come on, man.
They just clinched the NL West by about 15 games.
I don't know. The Diamondbacks have Arenado now.
They do.
Okay.
Yeah. You think the Giants are gonna just roll over and quit? They're not, Anthony.
No, they're
gonna
but
play.
No,
go
they're
for it.
gonna
Go for it. Go for it, Giants.
It's gonna be a hard fought loss.
Come on,
And,
11
Carey,
to 4.
Just because the Toronto Blue Jays also spent a whole boatload of money, and they have ownership deal with Rogers Sportsnet up in Canada. Rogers owns a piece of the Blue Jays.
They spend money.
So they kind of have the same deal as the Dodgers.
They spent money. Good for them.
And guess who they
But
couldn't retain?
guess who's not mad
It's
about
Canadian money.
that? See, he's not mad about that.
I'm not mad. I'm not even mad about the Dodgers thing. I am to the point. I'm really not. I'm to the point now where I'm like, why should we be interested in this?
Because when they do lose in the NLDS,
I won't be watching.
The world is going to be so excited. You know, when they lose in the NLDS to the Brewers, the world is going to be like, told you we could do it.
Right.
And everybody's going to be, then the world would be corrected again.
I watched the Mike Tyson Peter McNeely fight.
Did you see him fight Buster Douglas?
I was worse off.
Odds.
I was
the
worse
odds
off.
for Mike Tyson winning that fight were through the roof. And what did Buster do? You think Buster was in Tokyo in his bed the night before? Like, there's no way I'm going to beat this guy. I might as well not even go out there and box. Buster said, the hell with that. I'm stepping in the ring. What do you do? Knock Mike Tyson out.
but at
I'm not
least
talking
he
about Buster Douglas. I'm talking about Peter McNeely.
At least he was in his bed.
He was.
Mike may not have gone to bed before that fight.
This is not a player versus player thing. This is a fan, basically the fans wondering, why should I even watch?
Correct.
The fans aren't on the field competing.
If I'm a fan, I'm watching Dodgers baseball almost every single night.
To see him lose.
No, they got the best players, all the best players
that
in the
too.
game. That's fun to watch.
He's on my. Come on, Jamie.
Yeah.
Hey, Jamie. Yeah,
let's go, Carey.
Yeah.
Go Dodgers.
Got it. You'll be there by May, Anthony.
No, I won't. I'll never be there, especially on that stupid team. All right. They are stupid. The stadium's stupid.
Angry. They don't spend money on the
It's the
stadium.
worst stadium in baseball.
They don't have to spend money on the stadium.
Terrible seat color, right, Marsh?
You know what?
It kind of reminds you of the beach.
Parking lot sucks.
You know what? It looks like faded blue.
The problem with that, though, is at Dodger Stadium, you don't see any of the seats.
You don't. This is true.
Actually,
you're quite a bit because
there's
they
a lot of
got
people
couple of innings, it
leave
takes a while.
and then
Yeah.
Yeah, but they don't
see-
stay that way.
you
It's
see
not
a
like
lot of
red
seats
T-shirt
from
giveaway
first to
night
third
downtown.
and 7 through 9. You see a lot of those seats. All right, NFL
game's
divisional round. Let's talk about the actual competition. NFL divisional round entrance survey next on 101 ESPN.
Caesars Sportsbook is the only sportsbook app with Caesars rewards. Download the Caesars Sportsbook app now and build the perfect same-game parlay. Bet the game live or try our quick pick parlays that are pre-built just for you. Bet on gridiron action and earn perks on every game like hotel stays, bonus bets, game tickets, and more. Download the app using promo code RADIO250BM and get your first bet matched as a bonus bet up to $250, whether you win or lose. Must be 21 plus and physically present in Missouri. Open to new users only. Minimum odds minus 500. Awarded as non-withdrawable bonus bet that expires 14 days after receipt. Bonus bet amount not returned for winning bets. Void where prohibited. See Caesars.com/promos for full terms. Must be 21 or older to gamble. Know when to stop before you start. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
ESPN. NFL Divisional Round starts tomorrow. You got Bills and Broncos up first, followed by Seahawks and Niners. Then on Sunday, you've got the Texans and Patriots, and then the Rams and the Bears. We do have the Bills, Broncos, 49ers, Seahawks, and Texans Patriots game. Blues and Oilers play on Sunday night, so we will not carry the Rams and Bears. But we will have all the other.
Get your Blues action, though.
That's right. You get your Blues action right here on the Your Home of the Blues 101 ESPN. All right, boys, let's do an NFL Divisional Round entrance survey. So we'll just kind of survey the 4-game slate here. Outside of Josh Allen, because he winds up being kind of the poster child for this every time he plays, but outside of Josh Allen, which quarterback has the most on his plate to win this weekend? Meaning, like, it's almost on him.
I have 2 names, but I'm going to give you just one because you all hate it when I give you multiple names. You do. Every time I do, name all the quarterbacks, CD.
Well, when we ask for one,
you do.
Yeah, he said it.
He just eliminated Josh Allen. So that means there's only 7 of them.
Yeah.
Okay.
Carey's like,
you gotta leave us
4. Yeah, no, that's kind of how I do it. Sorry. I apologize.
That's
I'm
okay.
trying to be better.
I appreciate the apology.
CJ Stroud.
okay.
That defense, to me, is legendary.
So why would it be on CJ then?
Because you fumbled the ball 5 times last game.
Still
and threw
won.
a pick. And fumbled.
He just couldn't catch it.
Texas defense goes, we got you, man.
And I know the defense is going to play, very well. But in order to win a championship and in order to win this divisional game, to make it to the AFC championship game, you got to play better. Like, you're not going to be able to rely solely on your defense. Like, it's going to come a point where your defense is doing a good job, but you're going to be playing an offense that can also score. So at some point, it's going to be on you to make that play. And last week, they won despite C.J. Stroud. Like, in spite of him. He wasn't good. Five fumbles. You lost 2 of them. You had an interception. Like, you didn't play a very good football game, but your defense, and you still won 30-6. Your defense stepped up and played outstanding. So for me, if the Texans have aspirations of being Super Bowl champions and winning and being elite, because that defense is elite, C.J. Stroud got to come on.
Yeah, I mean, that's a good one. I don't have any, counter argument to that. If I'm picking a different quarterback, I'll go with Brock Purdy. And the reason I'm going with Brock Purdy is, look, your defense played really well last game. I don't know how they did it, but they did it. Robert Saleh had an amazing...
I'm sorry, which game for the 49ers are you saying that for?
The Eagles game.
Because it applies to every game.
I was like, what? But they don't have anybody on the defense. Yeah. So odds are Seattle's going to put some points on the board. Even if your defense plays well, Seattle's got pretty good offense. They put a lot of points up this year, which means Brock Purdy's going to have to go toe-to-toe.
Yeah, you're right.
And so that's why I'm putting a lot of the pressure or the weight on the shoulders of Brock Purdy.
What are you, Marsh?
Yeah, I mean, I had a couple names written down. Brock Purdy, for me, is like the staple of, like, the poster child of this question. But to Carey's point about Houston's defense, you're saying they're like an all-time defense. I think with Drake May, he's going to have to play lights out. I don't know if he can get away with playing the way he did last week against the Chargers, although they won that game. I don't know if he can do that again this upcoming week against Houston. So I'll say Drake May for this one.
I think it's Stafford. I don't know if the Rams defense is good, but I don't know if it's good enough to contain Caleb Williams in that offense for 4 straight quarters.
Who thought we'd ever be saying that?
Right, how about that? and really, when it comes to Caleb Williams, he's got all those weapons too. Rome Odunze, I think, he looked like he was somebody that had missed the previous 4 weeks and he had to shake off some rust. But Colston Loveland was outstanding. DJ Moore made an impact in the second half. Luther Burden, I think, could have a big game this weekend. So I don't think it's solely on Caleb Williams, even though he's the distributor. But I think when it comes to Stafford, he literally had to win the damn game last week for him. He had to put together a drive that got them into Carolina territory and obviously scored the touchdown. So the veteran leadership of Stafford, I think, has got to be on display.
I'm surprised nobody said Caleb Williams. You just mentioned him, but I that was the other name that I was thinking because of who you're playing.
One, Carey.
No. I understand it, but I was surprised that none of us said Caleb because that team has done some amazing things this year that I think surprised everyone in this room for sure, and probably a lot of people around the country, how well they've played. They're at home. They got the Los Angeles Rams coming in there. It's going to be cold. Like, how does Caleb Williams handle this moment of, that's a lot more pressure than you've been dealing with all year up until this point because it's the biggest game of the year.
I'm surprised none of us said Bo Nix. Because
I don't think about Bo Nix.
But here's the deal. A lot of people, as I listen to sports talk radio all over the country, nationally, locally, whatever you want, everybody's still doubting Bo Nix. Almost kind of like the smoke and mirrors, almost.
Absolutely.
They've used other words to describe it. So I'm surprised none of us said Bo Nix.
Going back to Carey's point with Caleb Williams, I feel like Caleb Williams can rely on his running game. I think they have two solid backs.
Yeah.
Cold weather, who knows if it's going to be snowing or any of that. But I feel like the Bears have won games even when he hasn't been at his best because his running backs can carry the freight. So I didn't pick him for that reason. And with Bo Nix, I look at their defense, and I think their defense is a great defense. And plus, if Sean Payton decides to run the football like he should, then I don't know if Bo Nix necessarily has to carry all of that weight in that game because the Bills, as we know, their defense is not good at stopping the run. Mm-hmm. They just need to run the football enough to where Bo Nix doesn't really need to do all that much.
All right, what about the head coach? Which head coach do you think can make the biggest impact in the game based on his decision-making?
I'm going to go with Ben Johnson. I really am. I mean, you could go with Sean McVay. I feel like that's chalk. Mm-hmm. I'm going to go with Ben Johnson. I think that it's uncharted territory for him as a head coach. Got a young quarterback with uncharted territory to play in that game. And I just think Ben Johnson, he seems to have a knack for doing stuff within the game that creates a big impact. Mm-hmm. And I think there'll be one play or some sequence of plays that happens in this game where he'll either put the Bears over the top or, if nothing else, give them a real opportunity to win.
Carey?
Man, this is a difficult one. But I'm going to say Sean McDermott. Ooh. Because
in a good way or a bad way?
We don't know.
Yeah, you don't know. Like you have no clue.
I like it.
Like you know what your deficiencies are on defense. You got to figure out a way to stop it. And if Josh Allen does not have that superhuman performance, do you still find a way to win? I think there's a lot of pressure on Sean McDermott to the point where if they lose, he could probably lose his job. And I think that I do. I think he could probably lose his job if they don't win because at some point you got to go in a different direction. You're the sixth seed, which no one expected you to be there. You don't have Lamar. We keep talking about Lamar Jackson, Joe Burrow, Patrick Mahomes are not impeding your progress going forward for this playoffs, this season. There's no reason for you to not be in the AFC Championship game and in the Super Bowl. And if Sean McDermott, if they find a way to not win this game, they lose this game, he could be out of a job. So Sean McDermott is going to be mine.
Yeah, for me, it's Kyle Shanahan being able to put his offense in the best place to succeed despite them not having George Kittle. Just despite that team being banged up, I think that Kyle Shanahan, if the 49ers are going to win, for me, he will have the biggest impact out of all of the head coaches that are remaining in this divisional round.
I was going to go Kyle Shanahan, too, just to kind of figure out what that Mike McDonald defense – just dissect it. What did they do in that Week 18 matchup that limited him so much? Obviously, got to now worry about not having George Kittle in both the passing and running game. But since you went Kyle Shanahan, I'll go Sean Payton. I think Sean Payton, given how Buffalo defensively is, they're a good defense, but they can be had. And Sean Payton, I think, is an offensive mastermind. But that running game really hasn't been that effective. Mm-hmm. Whether it's R.J. Harvey or the offensive line, it hasn't been effective. It hasn't really been efficient. It's been fine.
Right.
So does Sean Payton figure out a way to get the running game going, and then it complements the passing attack? Or, there's a couple of quotes that he had in the media this week that he's going to be aggressive. They need to be aggressive because he didn't like what he saw in Week 18 out of his offense. So I think Sean Payton can impact it. Because, again, this Bills team, you take Josh Allen away, I think that team's fine. That's not a great playoff team overall.
Oh, fine like that. I thought you meant they'd be fine without him.
Oh, no.
What?
No, they're just
they
fine.
are the Buffalo Josh Allens.
I figured out what you meant now.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right, I got a couple other questions I'll kind of weave in throughout the course of the show. But why don't we get to what's trending next? Did Nolan Arenado's role in 2025 affect his on-field performance, his role in that, what he thought his role was? That's next on 101 ESPN. This month at Auto Centers Nissan, they've got their 000 Advantage sales event. It's happening now out in Herculaneum, where they have over 1,000 new and used vehicles all in one easy location. And right now, on select new Nissan models, you can get 0 down payment, 0% APR for 60 months, and 0 payments until summer. That's why they're calling it their 000 Advantage sales event. It's fantastic. And every new Nissan also comes with a 30-day return promise. Within 30 days, if you're not completely sold with the vehicle, bring it back and you'll get a full refund of your money, and they'll set you up with something that maybe else you're looking at. Select used vehicles also qualify for 0 down and no payments for 3 months. And when you finance any new or used vehicle, you're protected with Auto Center's walk-away finance protection. 000's serious selection with the over 1,000 vehicles and real protection. So shop online now at AutoCentersNissan.com. When you head down to Herculaneum, tell them that Anthony Stalter from 101 ESPN sent you. It's Auto Centers Nissan.
ESPN Sports Center.
I'm Andrew Marsh. It's time for a Sports Center update brought to you by Saliga Heating and Cooling. The Blues back in action tonight, taking on the red-hot Tampa Bay Lightning. You can listen to that game right here on 101 ESPN. Pregame starts at 6. Puck drop is at 7. We just went over some of the divisional round questions that we have heading into the weekend. We'll have some of those games for you this weekend. The divisional round in the NFL will break each game down today, so stay tuned for that. But coming up next, we have What's Trending. I'm Andrew Marsh, and the Sports Center update is brought to you by Saliga Heating and Cooling, a Daikin heating and air conditioning dealer.
news in the sports world.
What in the wide world of sports is going on here?
It's time to find out with
What's Trending? Brought to you by Elite Comfort Experts. Heating and cooling with no gimmicks, just guarantees. EliteComfortExperts.com.
Welcome back to the Fast Lane here on 101 ESPN with Anthony Stalter, Jamie Rivers, and Carey Davis. I'm Andrew Marsh, and it's time for What's Trending. Anthony, you teased heading into the break. Did Nolan Arenado's role in 2025 affect his on-field performance? Well, after Arenado was traded to the Arizona Diamondbacks, he was asked what was the difference between this offseason compared to last offseason. And this is what I'm sorry, we're not doing that.
Can't do it anymore.
This is what Nolan Arenado had to say.
That's much better. Thank you.
Yeah.
You know, obviously when I opted in St. Louis, I thought this would be a place where I would end my career. But, you know, it's baseball and things change very fast. And the scene where we were headed as the years gone on the past few years, it was very evident that there's a step that they need to take in letting these young guys go and finding out who they are and who their identity is. And I think I'm just kind of in the way of that in a sense. And I kind of always felt like that last year, in that way. But, you know, I love my time there. I think, you know, the conversations I had with Time also was very much, you know, we want to let some of these young guys play. And not that I'm in the way, but, you know, we need to see what we have. And we already know what we have with you, but at the same time, we need to move on. And it was very respectful, and I was very understanding of it, and that was all there is to it. And like I said, things change fast in this game, and you know, you just move on. And I'm excited for the new opportunity. It feels like a fresh start, and just got to go out there and compete.
Said he was in the way.
Kind of was. I mean, I'm not being mean at all. This is not a shot at Nolan Arenado, but to go with the youth movement like John Mozeliak had preached to everybody last offseason, that, you know, he kind of was in the way. And that's why John Mozeliak made it priority 1, 2, and 3 to trade Nolan Arenado. You don't say that or want to do that if you don't think a certain player is blocking the progress of what you have currently. So, but I can imagine, Carey, and I brought it up to these guys, like, that could affect you. Like, if I was sitting there playing, and I know that they wish I was gone.
Yeah.
And I'm blocking them in every game. My coach or the managers got to play somebody where they shouldn't really be playing because they can't take me out. Mm-hmm. And then I'm up at the plate, and I'm not hitting home runs. I'm not really productive, but you got to keep me in, and the young kid's not getting the reps. That would affect you. And I think overall mentally, especially baseball, I think that would affect the physical too.
Yeah, I agree. But he also had an opportunity to not have that be impactful if he would have allowed himself to be traded earlier, you know, in the offseason and then at any point during the season, which I don't know if they were trying to shop him around during the season.
He was hurt for a long time, too, remember?
But, and not performing as well as he normally had done. But that comes with the territory. That's professional sports. You got to deal with, you know, the outside noise, the factors that you really aren't in control of, and still try to perform at a high level. And at times last year he was unable to. But I do think starting over, going to a new place, new destination, gives you a fresh start, and it allows you to be somewhere where you're wanted, not feel like you're in the way, you know what I mean? And, you know, the Cardinals were, I don't know what the Diamondbacks are going to do, but you feel better about being elsewhere and knowing that you can start over, and hopefully that group can put themselves in a position to win.
Well, in Arizona, too, the spotlight's not going to be all over him. Mm-hmm. I mean, I lived in Arizona, in that area, but the baseball team is popular, but it's not like here. It's not like people are going to be like, and Nolan Arenado, and even then, like, the Cardinals are paying most of his salary. Mm-hmm. So even if he's average at best, you're like, that's okay. He's good defensively or wherever the hell they decide to play him, whether it's third base or first base or whatnot. I'm fine with it. We're only paying him $4 million or whatever it is. Like, it's a different thing.
The bottom line is that nobody's expectations were met in this deal. When they acquired Nolan Arenado from Colorado, the thought, the expectation among the fan base, certainly I would imagine in the front office and Arenado himself, was that Nolan Arenado was going to put them over the top, not just be competitive, but actually be a contender. He came in, did the best he could. He was a total pro, but the roster, as we know now, And we said it at the time, but we'll just say it's in hindsight. But the roster is largely incomplete. They weren't one player away. Even as good of a player as Nolan Arenado was, they weren't one player away. So nobody's expectations got met. And once you're faced with reality that you have to move on, I don't blame him for feeling like he was in the way. I don't blame them if they felt like he was in the way. He was in the way in terms of evaluating young talent that they needed
where you were as
to usher in the new era. So, it's one of those situations like I understand it from both sides. Expectations were high. He thought he was joining a perennial contender. As it turns out, he wasn't. Time to move on.
So I'm going to say something that just thinking about it this morning as I was in my journeys and whatnot, I think John Mozeliak's biggest whiff as a president of baseball operations was in 2022.
Okay.
Hear me out. Goldie won MVP. Arenado was third. Albert was just mangling left-handed pitching. Waino, Yachty, that was still working, all that. You had a team that I think could have contended.
Oh, yeah.
But you didn't do it. Like, he wouldn't mortgage some of the youth and whatnot to really go for it because he thought, well, this will be better next year, or we'll be fine next year. We're heading in the right direction. Little did he know that he was riding the crest of the wave at that point. Like, that was the high point of where things were going to be. And I know hindsight's a wonderful thing.
Sure.
But I went back and looked at that roster. I'm like, if they would have just mortgaged some of the youth and got some real pitching and maybe another bat, like, they would have had a chance that year to do something.
I think they got decent pitching.
That's when they got
No, but I mean, like, go out, sledgehammer, housefly. Go get a guy.
Well, at the time of the deadline, they were 3 games back, 1 game back of a wild card. We know that they ended up winning that division, so... but it's not like Mo to do something like that.
I know, but it doesn't mean that I can't feel like he should have.
Oh, for sure. I mean, you can make an argument
It is his job to identify. I do have a roster here.
Yeah. There's another component to what you just said, too, that I think factors in, but probably worth a discussion another time. Mo and the Cardinals overvalued their young prospects.
Oh, we've known that for how many years now?
So, but that factors in, right? Because if you had a better handle on what you had, and that's easy to say, right? Because like you said, hindsight. Dylan Carlson. Yeah. Had you just traded Dylan Carlson? Well, at the time, that would have been an earth-shattering deal. One in which you probably thought they're sacrificing a lot of their future for.
Probably would have got a haul at the time too.
Well,
like you said, hindsight benefit of hindsight.
That was the summer of the Juan Soto trade to San Diego.
If you just gave up Dylan Carlson straight up, you would have been better.
Jordan Walker and the cold dead hands conversation.
Kidding, by the way.
Jordan Walker and Dylan Carlson were part of that deal.
And Nolan Gordon.
In hindsight, you're like, damn, we should have made that deal. But in reality, we were being told that Jordan Walker and Gorman are the next Juan Sotos.
Yeah.
Well, Walker, certainly.
Well, and I guess in Mo's defense, it's not like Juan Soto stayed in San Diego. He was only there for...
he's been a couple of different places now.
Right. Yankees 1 year.
Exactly.
1 year?
1 year.
World Series.
That team went to the World Series, so who knows if Juan Soto's on that team. Maybe get a couple extra runs in the wild card round against the Phillies, and you move on to the next round. Who knows what happens?
It's Fastlane on 101 ESPN. That's what's trending. Breaking down the Blues. Jamie's going to provide some insight on where the Blues are right now, from where they are good and bad in the offensive zone, the neutral zone, and the defensive zone. One thing they need to work on, one thing they're actually doing pretty well. That's next on 101 ESPN. I can't wait for tomorrow. You got the 2 divisional round matchups in the NFL, and then on Sunday, of course, you got 2 more. And when it comes to watching the games, I also enjoy watching the games while playing at Underdog. And with the football playoffs rolling right now, no better place to play any sort of gridiron action than at Underdog, because you can make your entries and win money all season long. And playing Underdog is easy and it's fun. I mean, if you look at the Bills-Broncos matchup, you're looking at certain guys, right? Josh Allen, somebody I'm going to highlight right now. I think he'll go higher than 36.5 rushing yards. That means he's got to he's got to rush for at least 37 yards. If you look at the playoff Josh Allen stats, he should clear that. You look at the 49ers Seahawks matchup, Kenneth Walker has at least 2 receptions against the 49ers in every game that he's played against San Francisco. So give me higher than 1.5 receptions when it comes to Kenneth Walker. There's a couple of my picks. However you want to play is completely up to you. But if you get your entries right, you can win up to 5,000 times your cash. You can go lower on certain players too. If you don't think that C.J. Stroud's going to have a good game against New England, you can choose some passing yardage or maybe a touchdown total lower with C.J. Stroud. Again, how you want to play, it's up to you, but download that app today. Download the Underdog app or go to the website and use my promo code Anthony. It'll ask for it right there at sign up. Put my first name in, Anthony, and you're going to score $75 in bonus entries when you play your first $5. Again, that promo code is Anthony at Underdog. Play this weekend. You're going to have a lot of fun. Make plays, win money. Must be 18 or older in present Missouri. Terms apply. See assets. Underdogfantasy.com/web/playing. Get terms _DFS_.html for details. Concerned through play, call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit www.inspgambling.org. Always fun to hear Jamie break things down when it comes to the National Hockey League and our St. Louis Blues. So you can listen to the game, by the way, tonight against the Red Hot Lightning. Pre-game at 6. 11 straight, is it now?
Yeah, 11 in a row.
Pre-game 6 o'clock, puck drop at 7 o'clock. Again, you listen to that right here on your home of the Blues 101 ESPN. So, Jamie, if you were to highlight one strength of the Blues in each zone and one thing that they can work on in each zone. If we start off with the defensive zone, one thing they're doing well and one thing that you would love to see them do differently as the season progresses, so maybe they get back in this thing, what would those be?
Yeah, so if we start with the good, a couple things. This is not really what they do as a team, but they're very fortunate to have goaltenders that handle the puck so well. It nullifies a lot of the other teams' forecheck. You see teams that are literally having to change the way they dump in the puck because Binnington and Hofer, they act like a defenseman. They get out there, they make passes that are tape to tape. And you catch guys in the middle of their forecheck, you just can't establish what you want. So that's an outlier because it's a unique situation. It's not like a systematical thing. You're just very fortunate to have two goalies that are so good with the puck and that think so well. So that's part A. Part B, from a defensive standpoint in the defensive zone, the Blues do a good job of taking away shot lanes. They really do. They get their sticks and bodies in the way, a lot of deflected pucks, a lot of block shots as well. And sometimes some of the chaos that happens is because it's not a great shot that finds its way to the net, and therefore it kind of ping-pongs around a little bit. But still, I think they do a good job of being in shot lanes and taking away really good shot looks. Now, if we're going to flip that and go, what can they do better? They're just too soft in front of their own net. So when these pucks do find their way through, like I just said, there's bodies there that aren't being moved. There's sticks that aren't being tied up. There's players that are deflecting pucks when sticks should be lifted or taken out of the play. The net front area, and that's not just right there in the goal crease. It's like a 5-foot radius around that blue paint. That really needs to be cleaned up. You know, they've done a better job. Justin Falk last game put on a clinic. At one point, there was a loose puck, and he blocked a guy for like 5 seconds of getting to the loose puck. That's how you do it. That's how you play net front. No penalty. You don't have to be like back in the day, but you get the guy out. I understand. Back when I played, you could cross-check a guy across the neck 10 times. And if he lived, it was fine. And if he didn't, they carried him to the bench.
Right.
And no penalty. You can't do that anymore. So you have to be strong as far as boxing people out and picking up loose sticks. That's an area they could be much better at. If you guys have questions at any point, you can jump in.
The net front in the D zone, that's just a will and a want to. Like you talked about, just
there is a skill
moving. But
there is skill.
Yeah, but you also have to want to do it. Like to block somebody out for 5 seconds. Like you got to be gassed, you got to be tired, but you want to do that because it's required and it's a necessity.
Here's the
I'm
best.
asking. I'm not telling.
No.
Yeah.
I understand. But here's the best way I can compare it for you, being a football guy. So if you're an offensive lineman, you're not just big and strong.
Right.
There's technique.
Yes.
There's strategy.
Yeah.
There's pushing a guy to an area where you know that benefits your quarterback. You let him get outside of you so you can keep him wide. Your quarterback can step up in the pocket.
Right.
A lot of the same things in front of the net. It's not just brute strength.
Yeah.
It's positioning yourself in a good way to eliminate that player. As you're eliminated, you pick up the stick or you trap the stick so he can't make a play. Like, there's caginess that goes with it as well.
Okay.
Yeah, like growing up, I was always taught like footwork in front of the crease in terms of being a defenseman. Like that's so important. It's something that like if you're watching a game, as a fan, you're probably not even paying attention to that. But you will pay attention to certain players like facing the puck behind the net instead of having their body. And you just mentioned body positioning. You know, with that opposing player in front of the net. You know, do you see the Blues having good body position?
Well, no, that's why we're talking about it.
Right.
I mean,
are there certain players, and you mentioned Justin Falk, but are there certain players that do it better than others?
Yeah, it's been a tough year. Tough year. To a man, they have not been great. You know, Colton Parayko does a pretty good job, but even I find that he could be a lot more diligent on the physical side of it. Broberg is probably the savviest of them. He's a big guy. He's not the strongest guy, but with the height that he has, he's able to take up a lot of real estate. But again, that's why we have this in the categories, because they're not excelling at that.
All right, Jamie, neutral zone.
Neutral zone. So when the Blues are at their best is when the defensemen are being activated in the neutral zone. They're quick in transition, where you got puck comes out in the neutral zone, it goes D to D, and then the offside D is joining the attack. So it's D to D, up to a forward, defenseman joins, and now you've got a rush of 4 guys going up the one side of the ice. That's when they're at their best. When they're at their worst, or when they're not at their best, is when they do that D to D up to the winger, and then he decides to go sideways with the puck. Turnover, outnumbered situation heading back the other way, 2-on-1, 3-on-2, breakaway, easy shot on net, high danger opportunity, and all you had to do is move the puck forward.
Sure.
Especially if you have a defenseman joining, and you can see that as a forward. I know I can talk about this because I played both defense and forward. And when I get the puck in the neutral zone, one, I'm positioning myself in a way to where I can see their defender and I can see where the puck is coming from. You don't ever turn your body one way or the other because then you get nailed or you turn the puck over. So as I see this happening, I also see the weak side defenseman activating. I know now a couple things. I know now I can get to the red line and I can hard rim it, but I got to make it hard so the goalie can't play it. And I have an extra body now with that defenseman joining up. So we've created an outnumbered situation on a hard rim. I can also cross corner dump because he's going full speed and the defenseman can only pick up one guy at that point. The one thing I cannot do is turn the puck over. If I turn the puck over, now my activated defenseman is now caught up ice. And now we're chasing the puck back to our net, which is never a great situation.
Right.
So that's what you want to make sure in that situation, that you're moving the puck forward. Don't screw over your defenseman, because what happens then is eventually then the defenseman, remember, don't ever trust the forwards? Remember that? I told you that? The defenseman now doesn't activate. So now when you dump the puck in, it's an even battle. In fact, you're outnumbered because they have more people on the defensive side than you do, and you can't retrieve the puck.
I've talked with people, and I agree to a certain extent, but almost like playing roller hockey, right, where like puck possession is so important, and when you're inside the blue line and you get into the neutral zone while your team is changing, you know, do you almost hope that the Blues, or wish that the Blues would maybe hold on to the puck more instead of just essentially dumping it in while that line change is going, giving the puck up?
No worse feeling in the world than
Right.
being at the end of the shift. You've got the puck. You're trying to extend
You're just
it.
like, I'm just trying to get the
You
puck
turn the puck
away
over.
from me. Yeah.
Now you're a dead body out there, basically. So now it's a 5-on-4.
Marshy said giving the puck up. I heard something different. Giving the puck up. I thought he said.
Giving the fast line up?
Yeah.
Okay, explain.
And he said dumping it in. He said you're just giving the puck up. I was like, whoa.
Yeah. Carey's rotator cuff reaching for the dump
It's
button.
like Carey yesterday when he's saying, man, we'd have a lot of motions and shifts.
We're always
all
that
like,
one.
Yep.
Yeah, that one inch away.
I remember you always talking about when you play with the Red Wings, and we kind of make a joke of it, but they would say, we don't dump the puck.
Yeah.
Like,
Have you looked at that roster?
No, I have. That's pretty damn good.
Yeah. So now, what the Blues could do, and I mean, we used to do it in Detroit, but it's apples to oranges. It's not even close. But we would fire the puck all the way back to the goalie and do our line change and get the puck back from the goalie. And
Which you just mentioned, the Blues goaltender is very good with the puck.
But you know, that's always wonderful until there's a big mistake,
Right.
And then there's ways to do it without having to do that, but I'm not opposed to it. Like, if you want to be a puck possession team, don't give the puck up.
Right.
And that was always our philosophy in Detroit. Why would you give the other team the puck when we can have it?
Right.
Real quick, offensive zone.
Yeah, offensive zone. The Blues are at their best when the defensemen are aggressive. And nothing a forward hates more than when there's a 50-50 puck or 60-40 puck, and the defenseman doesn't go after it. You work so hard to get into the offensive zone, and now you're not competing, and the puck just leaves. So the Blues are at their best when they're anticipating, like when you see Colton Parayko down the wall, retrieving the puck, Philip Broberg down the wall, people converging in, taking the puck down below the goal line. They're not afraid to make plays. That's when the Blues are at their best, because that's when defensive zone coverages fall apart. Because the defensive zone coverage is not set up to anticipate the defenseman driving the offense. You're set up for forwards to be down there, and you got your guys covering defensemen. So the guy now who's covering the defenseman, who's no longer there, who the hell does he have?
Yeah.
Now, he's got to be out of position, which opens up a huge area of the ice, which means if you're smart, you rotate the defense. So if left defenseman goes down into the corner with the puck or behind the net, right defenseman slides over to left defenseman's spot, nobody's there. Now you move the puck quickly to the sidewall, up high to the guy who's wide open, create a really good high-danger scoring chance. So that's when the Blues are at their best, when the D are a big part of the offense in the offensive zone. When they're at their worst is when they don't have enough traffic at the net and they don't get pucks there.
There you go. Yeah.
Bottom
Something
line.
we talked about for years now.
Yep.
That's Jamie Rivers. Great breakdown, Jamie. Carey Davis, Andrew Marsham, Anthony Stalter. We're going to preview each of the 4 NFL divisional round matchups, starting with the first game, Bills and Broncos. By the way, mic drops are welcome, too. We're going to do this later on in the show. What are you hoping to see from the Blues in the next stretch of games? Something you're specifically looking at? Leave us a mic drop, the Scott Lee Heating Company mic drop feature via the Dobbs Tire Notice Center's 101 ESPN mobile apps. Again, send those mic drops in. What are you hoping to see during this stretch here for the Blues of upcoming games? Leave us a mic drop. Bills, Broncos, breakdown next.
What better way to spice up your vehicle than to grab some accessories over at Pure Performance and have them assemble it for you. Great stuff going on at Pure Performance always. They've got a massive facility over there, 25,000 square feet, and they're ready for any vehicle. Any vehicle at all. I've got a pickup truck. I've had lots of things done over at Pure Performance. My girlfriend's SUV, she's got a big Tahoe. Had some fun things over there, too, as well. If you've got a car, an SUV, a minivan, they've got something for you. And they service all tires. So if you think you need new tires for your vehicle, no matter what you're driving, Pure Performance has got you covered. And you're certainly going to want to have good tires if the weather starts getting bad. Get ahead of it. Get over to their facility right off of Cave Springs Boulevard in St. Peters. Walk into the facility. Ask for Shelby. Tell her Jamie Rivers sent you in. And then tell her what you're looking to do, whether it's tires or accessories or even just a tune-up or have your wiper blades changed. They have a full-service garage. They can take care of all of your needs. So again, please stop by there. You're going to love it. Or visit them online at pureperformance.com. That's pure, P-U-R, performance.com.
NFL divisional round matchups start tomorrow in Denver. Bills and Broncos, or should I say the Josh Allens versus the Broncos. We've got the game for you. 3 o'clock is the pregame. Kickoff is at 3:30. And this game is fascinating. I do think, guys, that we're sleeping on Denver. And it goes to the fact that what Jamie said, people are like, Bo Nix. I don't trust him. Denver defensively is still very strong. If R.J. Harvey and that Broncos running game can get going, I do think they can control the game, which is important against Josh Allen. And let's not forget, the Bills' offensive line struggled at times to protect Josh Allen. The Falcons kept him in the pocket. He was limited. The Eagles kept him in the pocket. He was limited. Denver's capable of that. So for me, I think we're sleeping on it just because we all want to see, like, everybody wants to see Josh Allen make his first Super Bowl run, and we're buying into the narrative that this is the best time because there's no Mahomes, there's no Burrow, and there's no Lamar Jackson. He's still got a very tough hill to climb in Denver this weekend.
Yeah, so that Broncos defense, with the teams that remain, probably second best defense next to the Texans.
Yeah, I would say so.
Would it be fair to say that?
I think Seattle.
I would say Seattle.
Look at the stats. Seattle's got like the best defense.
I would say Houston, Seattle, then Denver. That's the way I would.
I'm okay with that.
The only reason I ask that is because Josh Allen really, the only real weapon he has on offense is himself.
Unless they can get James Cook going,
Well, if they can get him going,
absolutely
yeah.
right.
But otherwise, like...
Mm-hmm. Yeah. He's got Shakir, who's a really good slot receiver, but he's not a game changer.
No, he's fine.
He's got Brandon Cooks, who's been around a while. He's made some big plays, but he's fine.
But all roads lead back to Josh Allen.
100%. Yeah.
It's a lot of pressure on the man, and if Denver can disrupt, they don't even have to get to him. They just have to disrupt. Mm-hmm. And if you can disrupt a quarterback that doesn't really have a lot of weapons, that could be a game changer.
Yeah.
For me, the more I look at it, I am really intrigued by this matchup because the one area that Buffalo struggles the most in, the Broncos aren't great at it. Mm-mm. Like R.J. Harvey has no 100-yard games. He's averaging like 3 yards a carry, 3.7, and he's their lead back. So for me, it's intriguing to watch and see how this whole thing will unfold because who knows? Like, if Denver's defense, which is elite, I do think they are. I think they're the second best defense behind Houston. And I do think that they can get after Josh Allen and make life miserable for him. He's going to have to find some game changers on his offense other than himself. Like, somebody's going to have a day, whether it's one of the tight ends or James Cook or, Shakir. Maybe he gets, maybe Keon Coleman finds a way. I don't know. I had a Matthew Golden sight and hadn't seen him all year.
No,
so maybe this is a time for one of those receivers for Buffalo to do something. But it's going to be an intriguing matchup, and it's probably going to be a closer game than most would think, even though Denver is the number 1 seed.
Text here from the chairman of the National Swingers Convention.
Thanks for checking in.
It's a hell of a chair to have. Says Broncos have the best offensive line. Nix was only sacked 6 times all season. Mm-hmm. So we know Buffalo has a terrible run defense. Does that translate to a defense that has a hard time getting to the quarterback?
At times they've had issues.
I don't know. I'm asking the question.
The secondary is really good, but the secondary also hasn't always been tested because teams have been able to run on them. I think this Buffalo defense can be had. It's good, but I think it can be had.
Bo Nix was sacked 22 times this year.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, maybe it's at home.
He actually correctly said 12 times. We're getting closer, Chairman.
Yeah.
The chairman of the National Swingers Convention probably has his hands full, though.
Maybe, yeah, certainly.
Here's my thing with Denver. I think I don't really believe them. Not that I don't believe them. Let me take that back. I don't have faith in them because there's something about the head coach when we're talking about run the football. Is he going to run the football or is he wanting to pass the ball? And if they do that, I think there's a chance that they lose.
Well, he can't. It's not really.
Peyton doesn't love running the football.
But it's not really that they don't want to. They can't. They're not good at it, in my opinion.
You need to be good. You can't be good.
You can't be good at something that you're not good at.
I don't disagree with you. But R.J. Harvey, CD's right. I had mentioned it a couple times this week. R.J. Harvey's not been effective.
No.
That running game hasn't been effective. So I do think that you will see in the second half Sean Payton get aggressive through the air, and you might be sitting there thinking to yourself, well, he's not, he's choosing wrong. But if you can't move the ball, if you can't run the ball, even against this run defense, then you're gonna have issues.
Okay.
I think he wants to be balanced.
So let me go back to the last time they lost a game, Jacksonville. They lost to Jacksonville, 34-20. R.J. Harvey had 7 rushing carries for 50 yards. How many yards do you think he was averaging? And yes, he had a long rush of 38. He was averaging 7.1 yards per rush. Mm-hmm. He rushed the ball 7 times.
What did the other backs do
in that game?
Yeah.
Let me take a.
I imagine it's not much, but what's the total? Game script matters, all that
All right,
stuff.
we have McLaughlin, 5 carries, 37 yards, average of 7.4. Bo Nix, of course, ran the ball. Marvin Mims had 1 carry as well. So so between Harvey and Jaleel McLaughlin, they had 12 carries for 87 yards. 1 had a touchdown. That was R.J. Harvey, but they were averaging over 7 yards per carry.
Yeah, but I think that's an outlier because I'm looking at, some of these rushing stats. 2.3 yards, 2.7, 2.7, 4.4. That's a good day. 3.4, the 7.1 you mentioned, 3.1, 1.9. Those are on double-digit carries. So it's not like if you got 50 yards and 38 of them came on 1 carry, that means you're averaging 12 yards a carry for those other 6. That's 2 yards. So you might say, well, that could have been a breakdown on defense. A guy was out of his gap, and you just were able to make a splash run. But 2 yards of carry on the other 6 carries, you're not really doing much. And I think that's probably what Sean Payton was feeling like. Yeah, that was a good run he had, but damn it, I think the D linemen, they had 10 people on the field, man. We got to figure out a way to run this ball effectively, and if we're not, then we're going to give the ball to our best player on offense, which is Bo Nix, and put it in his hands.
And I understand, they were very good at stopping the run this season.
They contained Josh
for sure.
James Cook last week.
I think just my point is I don't know if I trust Sean Payton to actually run the football.
I don't think you're wrong, by the way. I don't think
he's not
you're
as
wrong.
fleet of foot as he used to be.
Yeah, no, I think Mark's talking about something else. Yeah.
Back in his Eastern Illinois days, he probably could have ran it much better than
I'm
now.
sure, yeah. Marsh, I don't think you're wrong, but I think back to that Jaguars-Chargers playoff game a couple of years ago, and everybody was crushing the Chargers for not running the ball. If you watch that game, that was the game that the Chargers had the big lead in Jacksonville, and they wound up blowing it. If you watch that game, and I remember thinking at the time, they're trying to run the ball, but they're constantly in 3rd and 7, 3rd and 8. So they shifted back to, we got to put the game back in Justin Herbert's hands. Last week, Packers and Bears, I brought this up. I felt as though the Bears were always in that game because Green Bay couldn't run the ball. They were trying to in the second half, but they couldn't, to credit the Bears. So if you're watching on Sunday, or tomorrow rather, I think it'd be interesting. Does Sean Payton just say, to hell with it, I'm not going to try to run the ball?
Yeah.
And he might. Or is Bo Nix constantly in 3rd and 7 and Sean Payton knows he's got to start throwing the ball in earlier downs?
Well, I think the reason I bring this up is because I watched these games. I had J.K. Dobbins, just a spoiler alert, I had J.K. Dobbins as one of my fantasy football running backs. And there were times where, he was just picking up yards, man. And they were controlling the game. And then all of a sudden, they just stopped running the football. And maybe you're like, well, you're biased because you had him on your team. Yes, to a degree. And I'll admit that. But there are flows to games, right, where you're like, man, they're just picking up yards here. And then all of a sudden, we're going to throw the ball. We're going to throw a little trick play in here. We're going to go deep, or not deep, but we're going to just sort of ruin the flow of what the running game was doing at the time, which was having success. And it completely ruined drives. And now you're in the playoffs. Are you going to stick to, and it's not so much, well, just run the football. It's the flow of the game.
Yeah.
Do you have the right mindset when it comes to flow?
I think Sean Payton has never been he had Drew Brees, so why would you run the ball first if you got a Hall of Fame quarterback? And he's always also had 3 or 4 guys that run he likes to split carries between his running. But they had a bunch of guys that would just rotate through there.
Reggie Bush, Pierre
Thomas, Mark Ingram. It's a couple that I'm missing. Like he would rotate those guys through there, and it was not a big deal to him.
Darren Sproles was
whichever guy was playing the best in that particular play, I guess that's what he went with. J.K. Dobbins did run the ball much better than R.J. Harvey has. But what they have now, you only got what you got. It's not like you can go out and, pick someone up from a free agent standpoint that is going to be better than what you have in place. If Sean Payton feels like the game is one thing I will give him credit for, he's going to put the ball in the best player's hands. And if your best player is Bo Nix, I probably ain't going to run the ball just to say I ran it. Like, I'll run it to try to early on to get you to see what I can get. But if I realize early this ain't working, I might as well throw a now route to the outside receiver, which is an extended handoff, and let him go pick up 4 yards. And maybe he'll break it because there's less people out there. So
his best player is Cortland Sutton. So it kind of goes hand in hand with what you're saying. All right. It's fascinating on 101 ESPN. Marsh had a thought about small market teams and what they've become in Major League Baseball. That's next on 101 ESPN.
FanDuel is turning on playoff mode, and all customers get a profit boost pack every NFL playoff game day. Each game day during the divisional round, you'll find a pack loaded with multiple profit boosts waiting for you in the app. More boosts means more ways to level up your playoff bets. Pick the matchups you believe in, take your shot on an upset, or build a parlay that fits the moment. Anthony and I were just talking about the Broncos versus the Bills. Will they be able to get after Bo Nix? Will he throw an interception? Maybe he goes over in completions and over in yards. Cortland Sutton, maybe you like him over in receptions. Whatever you want to do, you can do it. Then apply your profit boost and go after even bigger payouts while the playoffs keep rolling. So visit FanDuel.com/local and grab your profit boost pack every NFL playoff game day. 21 plus and present in Missouri. Opt-in required. Bonus issued as non-withdrawable profit boost tokens. Restrictions apply, including any token expiration and max wager amount. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
I say fast lane you, Carey. Unfortunately, greed is ruining the game of baseball, and it's killing it, and people are going to stop watching it when there's only one team that can compete.
You just got fast lane you by Janet.
Janet.
Well done, Janet.
Janet, unbelievable.
100%
Happy
correct.
New Year to you, too.
100% correct.
Unbelievable.
Jeez Louise.
She's digging in, man.
Man, that was harsh.
She's not wrong.
Yeah,
Not wrong. Not wrong.
Janet knows ball.
The slight. She knows ball is right. Now, Marcia, you had a thought on the small market teams in Major League Baseball, and one I think Janet would agree with.
Yeah, so small market teams, Anthony, they're just now a farm system for these big spenders. You know, it used to be the Oakland Athletics, man. Like, what great player is going to come out of Oakland to be the next New York Yankee? You know? Now it's, which player that is ascending into being a superstar will eventually land in L.A. Not with the Angels, of course. They don't know what they're doing. But the Dodgers, you know? So I was wondering, of course, have these small market teams just become basically a farm system for the big spenders? And how do the Cardinals need to go about things to secure what we hope to be superstars in the future? How do they secure those players?
So how do they retain?
How do they retain them and not let them become L.A. Dodgers?
I have a hard disagreement with that, because when you look at the Dodgers, where did Shohei come from?
Japan.
Yeah, but where was he playing at prior to?
I forget what
going
team that
to-
was. Nippon Paper Cranes?
No.
The L.A.
In the Major League.
Angels.
Los Angeles Angels in Los Angeles.
Anaheim.
It's a pretty big city.
Home of the Rose Bowl.
Mookie Betts. He was in a small city. He's a small town. Where did he come from?
Boston.
Okay. Freddie Freeman. Love that
Atlanta.
guy.
He's from Canada.
The guy they just signed today, Kyle Tucker. He
Kyle
played.
Tucker.
Where did he play last year?
Chicago.
Not very small markets. All have money to be able to spend. You know what they didn't
He
do?
didn't want to stay there, though.
They didn't spend.
No, he didn't
Those
want to
aren't
stay
small
there.
markets.
He
They don't
said
have the
he
TV
didn't
deal the
That's fine.
Dodgers do. They can't.
But
They can't.
But they're not small markets.
You make a great point,
They're
Carey.
not small markets at all. They are actually L.A., Chicago, second, third largest markets
You're
in the
talking
country.
about, the question was how do small markets, not how do the Dodgers.
No, he did say the Dodgers.
Well, I used the Dodgers as an example.
Yeah,
The
but
question was big spenders.
The question is more about small markets.
Okay.
So Chicago, Boston, New York, L.A., those are not small markets.
Not at all.
So the question, I think, pertains more to, like, the Pittsburgh Pirates, Paul Skeens, okay?
Yeah.
How do the Pittsburgh Pirates hang on to Paul Skeens? They can't. They can't.
I think they can.
Okay.
And I think they will.
There's no way.
Think they will.
He doesn't want to be there anymore.
Carey,
He's going to try hard, man.
listen, you had me at the first segment today.
I had you at hello.
You're losing me now.
I had you at hello.
You're losing me now. Bottom line is, you're right. The Cardinals do have an issue, because even if they draft and develop a star, that star could still leave. Albert Pujols left. Albert loved St. Louis, but he went to the Angels. So how do you avoid that moving forward? I don't know.
You sign them as early as you can in their prime.
But then
Risk.
it's a huge risk.
It certainly is.
Like,
but
imagine if Dylan Carlson would have got a massive deal. Like, I'm just using one player because you're afraid for him to go to free agency.
yeah, any decision you make is not without risk. So you're right. But if you want to do it, you want to keep your guys, you sign them as early as possible. Sign them to a team-friendly deal, and get their prime, and then allow them to hit the market again
When they're older.
So what's the lesser of two evils then? Is it not signing a guy or trying to compete, but you can't and you lose him because somebody pays him more? Or is it overpaying a little bit for team-friendly deal, you think, and then the player 2 years in stinks? Which one's the lesser?
It's a risk either way. I would rather.
I think the bigger risk is competing, getting in a pissing match with somebody.
Correct.
And,
in the end, trying to match with what the Dodgers can do, what the Blue Jays can do. If you have a good
Then you
player,
get Anthony Rendon on your team.
Oh boy,
there you go. If you have
Speaking of the Angels,
if you have a good player and you project him and all of your scouting and your staff and everybody involved feels like this is going to be a good player for years to come. Mason Wynn is a perfect example of that. Now he's not going to be a $400-500 million player, I don't think. I think those are reserved for the guys that hit a lot of home runs.
Yeah.
But if you think he's going to be in the market for $250 million when his time is up, maybe you give him 120 right now. Because it's cheaper, and you know he's going to be able to be on your roster. And do you think
his prime?
In his prime. And do you think Mason Wynn is going to turn that down? I highly doubt it. $120 million now, or I can wait 4 years for $250 million.
Yeah.
Well, the PA though, they're like. I think we've talked about this before. They're encouraging players not to do that.
Of course they are.
Yes, because they want their best players to go to the market, drive up the price for everybody else. So yeah, no, they don't like that.
Like who's the fella in Boston, the young guy that made his debut this year?
Anthony. What's his name?
What's his last name?
You know his name.
In Boston?
Yeah, their outfielder.
Anthony.
No, it's
What is his name?
It's something simple too.
I don't think
Anthony Stalter.
It's not Anthony Stalter.
Duran?
Yes.
No, that's Duran.
I think it's Duran.
No, it's not. He's not talking about Duran. He's talking about Anthony.
Roman Anthony.
Roman Anthony.
Oh, Roman
Anthony.
I thought you were talking about Duran.
No.
Roman Anthony. You know.
The Steelers wide receiver?
The Roman
That's
times.
Roman Wilson.
That is, and he didn't play much this
From
year.
Michigan.
University of Michigan.
To be
a Central Michigan, man.
It's great.
I'm surprised you haven't taken hold to my version.
I don't like that. No.
Why?
It doesn't flow
It's
as
a
much.
Central. It's great to be a Central Michigan man. Hey, what are we doing?
You do it's great to be.
You're not a Wolverine. You're a Central Michigan.
I know,
Chippewa.
but it's not my chant.
I'm trying to help you.
It's not, listen,
Trying to start something.
It's not my chant.
Can't get fooled again.
Can't get fooled again. Anyways, what was your point?
Where are we?
Roman Anthony got paid this year, right?
Yeah.
Didn't he get some money?
Yes.
As a rookie?
Did the Braves do it right?
The
I think the Braves did do it right. Yeah. That's not without risk, though. Michael Harris, that deal doesn't look great right now.
And they missed the playoffs.
And they missed playoffs.
But you know what else? They lost Freddie Freeman.
They certainly did. But they gained
Matt Olson.
They did.
an A. You know?
An A?
Matt Olson.
I don't know.
What do you mean an A?
Oh, and Oakland.
Gotcha.
Oakland A.
I thought you were talking about like a fat A.
No.
Cocky fat A?
Yeah.
Gotcha. We already have one of those.
What the hell just happened? All right, we're moving on. NFL Divisional Round preview, 49ers Seahawks next on 101 ESPN. Whether you're looking for a vehicle for yourself, for somebody in your family, I highly recommend going with Auto Centers Nissan. We purchased our pre-owned Pathfinder a couple years ago via Auto Centers Nissan. I had built a relationship with them, sure, but I also saw what Auto Centers Nissan was all about, including fantastic customer service. They take care of you before, during, and after the sale, and they give you a little peace of mind when you drive away. They also have the best selection that you're going to see in St. Louis. They've got over 1,000 new and used vehicles, all at their dealership. So when you go to autocentersnissan.com and you're pricing out vehicles like my wife Kristen and I were doing, you can actually test drive those same vehicles the following day or later that week, provided, of course, those vehicles don't get sold. Bottom line is, you don't go to the dealership and you say, hey, I saw this vehicle online, and they don't have it for you. They have something like it. No, at AutoCentersNissan.com and Auto Centers Nissan in Herculaneum, you'll find that exact vehicle. Right now, select new Nissan models get 0 down payment, 0% APR for 60 months, and 0 payments until summer as part of their 000 Advantage sales event throughout the month of January. So no better time to shop at Auto Centers, get a great deal, and they give you the 30-day return promise you could buy with confidence. They also have on select used vehicles, 0 down and no payments for 3 months. So whether you're shopping used or you're shopping new, Auto Centers Nissan has you covered. Visit them online, autocentersnissan.com. When you head to Herculaneum, tell them Stalter sent you. It's Auto Centers Nissan.
ESPN Sports Center.
I'm Andrew Marsh. It's time for a Sports Center update brought to you by Saliga Heating and Cooling. Blues back in action tonight, taking on the Tampa Bay Lightning. Pregame for that one starts at 6. Puck drop is at 7. Coming up next, we're going to dive back into the NFL and break down the Seahawks and 49ers game tomorrow night. I'm Andrew Marsh, and the Sports Center update is brought to you by Saliga Heating and Cooling, a Daikin heating and air conditioning dealer.
This is Fastlane on 101 ESPN. 49ers and Seahawks. Second NFL division round matchup. That's tomorrow night. We do have the game for you right here on 101 ESPN. Kickoff is at 7 o'clock. I was a little surprised to see the point spread was 7 in this game. That feels kind of high.
Which game?
The Seahawks 49ers. But we also know that Seattle handled San Francisco in Week 18 in Santa Clara. They didn't run away with the game.
How much of a difference does that make on the line? Like, do they really? Like, is it
I don't
heavy?
think you know what, Jamie? That's a great question. I don't think it matters much. I think they set their lines based on previous games, analytics. Not heavily on previous games, but I'm talking about not previous head-to-head matchups, but all games, analytics, weather, injuries. I don't think they say, well, the last game was 49ers Seahawks and it was 13-3 or whatever it was. And because if you look at the total for this game, the total's like 45. That feels pretty high too.
Any concern about Sam Darnold's oblique injury?
Not really. You guys?
I don't, because I mean, I played through broken ribs, and I'm not a quarterback, but an oblique, Carey, you know as well as I do, you can shoot that up.
Yeah.
And it shouldn't affect.
It's hard to breathe.
Hard to breathe,
Hard
but
to turn. And if you get hit, it hurts like hell. But
well, not if you're shot up.
No, if you shot up, you don't. Not till after the game.
Not till after, about an hour and a half after the game.
About 12:30 a.m. after the game ends from a 7.
Where it feels like someone had a tack hammer and hit you 400 times. That's what, as it starts to unnumb, that's what it feels like, because you didn't feel all the pain before. Yeah. I would get my Toradol shot, but I didn't like the shots where I almost wanted to feel the pain. It's kind of sick. Like I needed to feel the pain, so I knew how bad it really was. Because if I don't have any pain, it would hurt somebody, hurt my damn self. Yeah, and that's a good point, because there are a couple of times where I forewent the shot because the actual pain in the game was less than the pain coming out of the shot, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
And when the needle is like that long and they got to stick it in a certain...
right in the... Yeah.
I'll pass.
You don't look, because if you look, it's pretty unnerving. Like, you see that thing, and you're like, really? How deep can that needle go?
How much further do you gotta go?
Still going?
And then they wiggle it around in there to make sure, so that when it hurts, they know they keep putting it in there.
Anthony, aren't you glad that we weren't athletic enough to
So
play?
you want to be a NFL or NHL player,
Good
do you?
medicine.
There you go.
It's good medicine once it gets in you.
But I do think Sam Darnold will be fine.
From a health standpoint?
Yeah. I think
maybe.
correct.
Talk to him 20 years
I
from
mean,
now.
he still has a lot to prove, but...
Yeah, you're darn right he does, Jamie.
Anthony, by the way, you nailed it.
Thanks, Jamie.
You did.
Anthony,
Looking back on things now, I don't like the way Carey treated you.
Thank you. I
I
appreciate
apologize,
that.
man.
Thank you,
I was
Jamie.
wrong.
Yeah.
And Sam Darnold has had the most to prove, and he's proven just
proven
about
it.
all of it. Yeah.
Does he have to win a playoff game?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, so there were two steps for me for Sam Darnold. One was to win that game in the final week of the regular season to clinch said spot.
Nailed it,
right? The next one is he has to, in my opinion, he's got to win this game. And luckily for him, they're playing the same team, right? That they beat before.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. There's just something about Sam Darnold where I'm not totally convinced yet.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't even know if he does win, if I'll still be convinced, because I just feel as if there's that game that is looming.
Does he have to win? Does he have to win the game for the Seahawks? Not does he have to win. Does he have to win the game for the Seahawks? Because I think they can lean on their defense.
Here's the thing.
And I think they're going
Does
to
he
be able.
just
I think
have to
they're
be
going
a part of it, or does he have to be the catalyst?
He doesn't have to win. He just can't lose the game for the team.
So, what's interesting, if you look at the way that Sam Darnold has played throughout the course of the season, I spent some time looking at this yesterday, selfishly, because I think the Falcons may hire Clint Kubiak. And if you look at Clint Kubiak's offenses, it kind of mirrors what Sam Darnold did this year. They started off really well, but he started off as kind of that point guard. He was just a distributor. He got the ball to Jackson Smith and Jigba, sometimes to Cooper Kupp. A.J. Barner, the tight end, started to come out late in the second half. Then they got the two running backs in Kenneth Walker and Zach Charbonnet. That's how it started. Just don't make the mistake. No problem. Then, when defenses started to adjust to Clint Kubiak's offense, which tends to be the case, that's when Sam Darnold started to play a little bit more like the Sam Darnold from the Jets. Everything's on me. I have to make the big play. Oh, my God, I just turned the ball over again. Which version of Sam Darnold are we going to get? If he's the point guard, the distributor this weekend, I think they're going to be okay. If he tries to be the guy that he feels like the game's on him, San Francisco could pull another upset.
Yeah, but here's the thing. If I'm the offensive coordinator and head coach for the Seahawks, I'm trying to take that away from Sam Darnold. I don't want him to feel like he has to be the difference maker.
That's the game plan.
I want to draw up the easiest game plan to be successful.
I agree.
Even if the first half is dink and dunk, dink and dunk, stinking boring. Nobody likes it. Carries like on the offense. Bah, we want big chunks. No, stay disciplined. Take your 4 yards. Take your 4 yards. Get your 2 yards. Get the first. Like just keep moving the ball down the field so that Sam Darnold doesn't feel like he has to become Josh Allen.
This was the beauty of Tom Brady for all those years. He'd start a playoff game in the same manner. You give me 4, I'm going to take 4. You give me 3, I'm going to take 3. I'm just going to take the profits. After the first quarter, like, man, this other team, whoever they're playing, they're in this game. Holy smokes. All of a sudden, he's like, I'll wait. Haymaker, seam route, Rob Gronkowski wide open, got it. Like, that's what he did. And if Sam Darnold, who's not Tom Brady, obviously, but if Sam Darnold just merely takes that approach, take the profit, boom, Jackson Smith and Jigba.
And you're keeping your defense off the field, too, which is good because then when you need them, they're rested.
You want to play great defense, play less defense.
I like that. Yeah, a lot. And I agree. I think a good quarterback is going to take what the defense gives him.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you're not going to always be able to hit the big shot, but when that opportunity is presented, you have to hit it.
Right.
Because that does, keep the defense honest. It does keep them back and a little bit deeper, and then you can have your short to intermediate routes. And then you don't have 8 guys in the box when you do want to run the ball, and they do have a decent running game with two really good running backs. So whatever you're able to do, take care of the football, don't turn it over, and don't make the big mistakes big mistake that puts your defense in a bad position.
Right.
Like in Pittsburgh, our philosophy was the defense just would say, give us a blade of grass. We don't care if it's on the 1 yard line. Don't let them score without us being on the field, meaning don't give them a pick six. Don't give up a big return for a touchdown in special teams in the punt or kickoff game. Like, give us a chance to defend our end zone and take care of the football. And also, offensively, you want to end each drive with a kick. Whether that's a punt, not a bad series. You can manage that because you're going to flip the field. A field goal or an extra point. You always want to try to end every series offensively with a kick. And if you do that, and you got a good defense on the other side, you're probably going to have a chance to win the game.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I wonder how much pressure that San Francisco ultimately throws towards Sam Darnold and that offensive line. Like, I've watched
very little.
You think it would be very little?
Very little. San Francisco can't rush the passer.
Then that's a problem for them.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen Sam Darnold run out to his left, and he looks like he has no clue what he's doing with the football. So if you can get him out of the pocket, in a way where he feels uncomfortable, well, then you have a shot. But if they can't get to the quarterback, they might just do that dink and dunk, and then all of a sudden you get a 46-yard pass, downfield to Jackson Smith and Jigba.
Right.
Next thing you know, you're down like 14 points.
Mm-hmm. The 49ers got to Jalen Hurts a little bit last week, but they have not had a pass rush since Nick Bosa went out with the injury. That was months ago. So, but I am not going to undersell San Francisco like I did last week. I didn't even think about the Eagles side of it. I didn't think about the Eagles issues. I just said, this 49ers team is too banged up. It's not going to happen for them. I'm not going to do that again. They're playing on short rest now, which stinks for them because they played on Sunday afternoon, traveled back home. Now they're playing on Saturday night. So they got a full day less of rest than what they normally would have. And, of course, Seattle earned the number 1 seed.
Right.
So they had a full week off. All of the advantages are for the Seahawks, but it's a divisional game. I think it's going to come down to the wire, and I would not be surprised if the 49ers had an opportunity to win in the final minutes.
Well, yeah, absolutely. I mean, when they played the 49ers a couple of weeks ago, it's not like that offense lit things up for Seattle. They only scored 1 touchdown.
Right.
The problem was San Francisco couldn't score.
Yeah. Well, it's going to be fun. That's for sure. And we got it right here on 101 ESPN. 49ers Seahawks kick off at 7. We'll get to the other NFL divisional round matchups throughout the course of the show. Jamie's got to head out at 4 o'clock. So why don't we do bet the board?
Yeah.
Do you want to light the lamp too, Mark?
Yeah. Let's bet the board.
Too.
We call it light the lamp, bet the board, bet the lamp. Let's go.
Let's say bet the lamp.
I thought we called this Jamie's segment, considering he always wins.
Jamie's segment next on 101 ESPN.
Wow.
Football playoffs, NFL Divisional round, in fact, full swing, and Underdog's the best place to get in on all the gridiron action because you can make your entries all postseason long and win money right here in the state of Missouri. Playing on Underdog super easy. Just choose whether or not certain players are going to go higher or lower on their stats. So, for example, I like C.J. Stroud to have higher than 212.5 passing yards. I know he had a bad game this past week, and I know that Nico Collins is out, but it's going to be tight. I don't know if Woody Marks is going to have another good game like he did on Monday. I think they're going to need more out of C.J. Stroud. And, boy, if he could just get the snap, I think he'll put up some decent yardage against a New England team that the secondary is good but not great outside of Christian Gonzalez. So I like C.J. Stroud to go higher on his passing number. I also like Matthew Stafford to go higher than 34.5 pass attempts. He's going to have a game where everybody leans on him, and you know that Sean McVay, if they're going to go out, he's going to go out with Matthew Stafford. So those are my picks. If you get your entries right, you can win up to 5,000 times your cash. What are you waiting for? Download the app today. Use my promo code Anthony to score $75 in bonus entries when you play your first $5. Again, that promo code is Anthony when you sign up at Underdog. Make plays, win money. Must be 18 or older in present Missouri. Terms apply. See assets to underdogfantasy.com/web/playing. Get terms _DFS_.html for details. Concerned with your play, call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit www.nspgambling.org. Time to bet the board in the Fast Lane on 101 ESPN. Andrew Marsh, Carey Davis, Jamie Rivers, Anthony Stalter. Marsh, last night, I know Jamie and I didn't hit ours. How'd you and Carey do?
Carey.
Put him on the board.
Yeah, his basketball pick actually worked. Golden State had no problem winning last night. And they won by more than 7.5. And the Jets continue their winning streak. They put up 6 goals last night on the Wild, so more than the 2.5 that I needed. So we both hit However, you two did not.
Not a great day.
So Jamie 7, me 4, Carey 4?
And myself 4.
Oh, wow. Okay, well, Jamie, you still have honors.
Yeah, tonight the Nashville Predators visit the Colorado Avalanche. We've seen that the Avalanche are a pretty good team at home. The first period over or total is 1.5. I'm going to go over that, and it's minus 145.
All right. I've mentioned this in some of my underdog reads. In his 8 career playoff games with Sean McVay and the Rams, so just his playoff games with the Rams, not the Lions, Matthew Stafford has averaged just over 36 pass attempts per game. In other words, when the Rams get to the playoffs, Sean McVay loves to lean on Matthew Stafford. Last week, Stafford attempted 42 passes in Carolina and 44 passes in the divisional round matchup against the Eagles last year. I think this is another game where the game script favors, the game's going to be close late. Sean McVay's going to lean on Stafford. I want Matthew Stafford over, let me rephrase this. Matthew Stafford, 34 or more pass attempts at minus 145. So he has to have at least
33.5.
He has to have at least 34. Yeah.
It's a lot of passes.
It is.
It is a lot of passes. You said Matthew Stafford, did you?
Yes.
And that's your bet, is it?
Yeah.
Uh-oh. All right. I'm going to go Kyron Williams over 26.5 rushing yards in the first half.
So you're kind of fading me a little bit.
And over DeAndre Swift, 26.5 yards in the first half. And Kyron Williams over 60.5 yards in the game. And DeAndre Swift over 57.5 yards in the game.
Remember when he did this the last time?
Mm-hmm.
Didn't work out well,
No, it
did
worked
it?
out great for us.
It's a four-legger.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's a bold move, Cotton.
It is. But I feel it in my bones.
Yeah.
Feel it in my bones. It's going to be -8, wind chill.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be cold. And you know it is the Windy City. And they don't just call it that because of the wind. You know, they call it for another thing. But it's going to be windy and cold in Chicago. That leads to running the football. Running the ball, playing defense. That's how you win championships. If these teams have aspirations of winning championships, that's what you got to do.
This sounds like a guy who's selling himself.
Yeah, I'm talking myself into it. Don't worry about it. So I wanted to make sure what he said, he got over 34. I don't think
You already said you kept selling it to yourself.
I'm hoping they don't pass that damn ball. It's so cold outside and windy.
Oh, man.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, Gary, I like it.
Nothing against you.
You played in a lot of cold games.
You know, he
for
ran the
sure.
ball and played good defense, Anthony. It's the recipe for success.
All right.
There you go.
Yeah.
Good luck to you, CD.
Thank you.
Marshy?
All right, I'm going to go with Jake Tungus over 36.5 receiving yards on Saturday. And
Oh, man.
No, he's not serious.
Josh Allen, 36 plus rushing yards. And Colston Loveland, 58 plus receiving yards. And Puka Nacua, 100 plus rush and receiving yards. And then my final one, perhaps Pat Bryant, 33 plus receiving yards. And I'm debating on whether or not I want a Daniil Hunter
Do it.
sack.
Do it. Why stop
Why
now?
not? Go for it, man.
You guys are terrible.
He's got it.
Gary thinks you're scared and you won't do it.
I do.
That's exactly what Carey said.
I'm not going to do it.
Oh,
I'm going to play it safe. Although I do like Daniil Hunter, former Viking, that defense.
Come
is
on,
strong.
man.
I'm not going to play into what you guys are doing. Nope, I'm not doing it.
All right.
That'll probably be the only one that hits, and I didn't even pick it. But
Well, wouldn't have mattered anyways.
Rachel just texted me. She said, now you know who wears the pants.
Oh.
I don't know what she means by that, but whatever. As long as you're happy with your bet.
I don't think that has anything to do with it.
It depends what night it is.
That's Fast 901 ESPN.
We gotta light the lamp? No?
Yeah, let's light that lamp.
Thank you.
And a couple of guys can really shoot the puck.
I must confess you scored first.
Well, who was the first person?
Breakaway! Shoots! Score! We got hockey to learn.
Carey's still winning this.
Oh, yeah. Even though I was cheated out of my last goal.
You weren't cheated?
I was cheated.
No, you weren't.
No,
You got to be early or?
Was it during the segment?
It was after.
It was after.
After is in like the next segment?
It was
Close.
we were in the commercial break.
It was close.
Like I just missed it.
Correct.
Let's see what time I texted that message.
That's fine. You can.
Oh, Carey.
In the meantime, give
I
us your pick.
texted at 4:12, I believe.
Yeah.
I'm going with Jimmy Snuggerud. He's shooting the puck more than anybody.
We were in the commercial break.
But yeah, whatever, dude.
I mean, because we all saw it and we laughed.
Whatever, dude.
Jamie, your pick.
Go back
No, he's
and
going
listen.
to.
You're going Matthew Castle?
Jimmy Snuggerud.
Oh, Matthew Castle again.
The hell?
Just want to make sure. Trust but verify. Jamie?
Jake Neighbors, guys.
Really? That's surprising, man.
At some point, right?
Yeah.
Who do I want today?
Philip Broberg back in the lineup, playing the power play for the first time.
I made this mistake last time. Are we sure he is in? Is he a game time decision?
They say he is. He's in.
I don't want to pick somebody just in case, but last
Do
time.
it.
Screw it. Give me Philip Broberg.
Get a baby. Nice job.
Last time I didn't pick a guy who came back off injury. He scored.
That's right.
I
And I
even
heard
told
all
you.
about it.
You're not going to make
I
that
know, I'm
mistake
not making that
again.
mistake again.
Yeah.
I texted that at 5:05.
Oh, you're an hour
There's
off.
no
then.
way you all were in commercial.
Nah,
No, you're right.
You're way
We
off,
just
though.
done the light the lamp at 4:45, so we probably were in segment. You're right. There's no way we would have done it at 5, though. No way. Not 5:05. No
Dude,
chance
get
in
in
hell.
on time.
Yeah.
Oh, hell yeah.
I have. We can check in the office.
leave- you got it?
I keep all of the rundowns.
Yeah, you
we'll
do.
know.
Yeah. I know that
He
it's a
will
floating
know.
segment. I gotta go back and listen. Go back and listen. See how far
You're
off
gonna
I was.
listen?
Hell yeah.
First time for everything.
Well played.
By the way, Marsh, I'll take Bear Grin.
Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot.
Yeah, me. I'm still in the competition. Doesn't seem like it.
Doesn't feel like
Doesn't
it.
feel like it. Doesn't seem like it. But I'm there. I'm right there at the bottom. There he is, 4th place. Bear Grin. All right, Jamie's got to get out of here. He's got Blues Lightning,
Let's go, baby.
so he'll be back with us. What, Tuesday? Yeah, Tuesday.
Let's
I think.
see here. Tuesday, yes. Wait a minute. Edmonton, we travel Tuesday.
All right, there you go.
All right, we'll see you next week.
We'll see you next week. That's right. Yeah, good
Yeah,
call.
next week.
Well,
I'll see you
well
next week.
done. Yeah.
We've got the Gauntlet next on 101 ESPN.
Man, what a big weekend of sports lies ahead for us. What better way to celebrate it than to get in on the action with my friends over at Circus Sports. My buddy Derek Stevens, huge hockey fan, built the Circus Sports Casino, the world's largest sports book as well. And now it's available right there at your fingertips. You just have to go to the App Store or the Google Play Store, download that app. You can even go to circusports.com, download the Circus Sports app. Make sure it's the one with the white logo. That's the one that works here for the state of Missouri. And you get busy right away. Football, hockey, basketball, you name it. You got some parlays that are available for you. I would love to put this down, and I will. I like the Blues Lightning over in the first period. We talked about the Predators Avalanche over in the first period as well. I like those two right off the bat. And the money line, I like an underdog. I like the Ducks at the Kings at plus 124. All of that available at your Circus Sports app. It really is easy to use. They've got high betting limits, and they don't punish you when you win. They celebrate your victories the way they should. So please don't miss out on any of the action. Download that Circus Sports app and enjoy everything Circus Sports has to offer you. Must be 21 or older. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
warriors. 4 categories, 1 challenger. Can you survive the gauntlet?
Brought to you by Blue Note Roofing. Roofing, siding, and gutters. Visit BlueNoteRoofingSTL.com for a free inspection.
406, your time check is brought to you by Clarkson Jewelers, an officially licensed Rolex jeweler with Andrew Marsh and Carey Davis. I'm Anthony Stalter. We welcome in Kyle to the Gauntlet. What's up, Kyle?
Hey, what's up?
Not much, man. Appreciate you listening. Thank you for playing. Would you like to take on Marsh, CD, or me in round 1?
I'll go with you.
Ooh. All right.
Look, Anthony.
Kyle, is this a revenge spot? I feel like you're targeting me here.
No response.
Do what?
Is this a revenge spot or?
Yeah.
Oh,
He's very.
I don't like this at all. Kyle, good luck to you.
All right,
I don't
Kyle.
feel good about this at all.
He's very
Good luck to
short
you.
with his answers. Doesn't want to give a lot of information.
Yep. Get out here, Anthony.
Anthony's heading out. Kyle, tell our guy Marshy to spin that wheel.
Spin that wheel, Marsh.
So you played Anthony before. Did you lost to him?
I did.
And what did you lose in?
I think it was random.
Okay. All right. Well, it's not random today. Marshy, would you like to tell him?
Yeah, it's baseball.
All right, Kyle. So you've done this before. If you get the answer correct without the options, you get 2 points. You get it correct with the options, you get 1 point. You get it incorrect, you get 0 points. And we'll tally up the number and see who has the most points at the end of the game.
Okay.
Are you ready to roll?
Yes, sir.
All right, here we go. At long last, the Cardinals have traded third baseman Nolan Arenado to the Diamondbacks. Can you tell us Arizona's most recent Gold Glove winner?
At any position or third base?
At any position.
Corbin Carroll.
Final answer?
Final answer.
Question number 2. Clayton Kershaw is not done pitching just yet. Instead, the Dodgers legend has agreed to join the U.S. squad for March's World Baseball Classic. In 2023, who started Team USA's WBC championship game against Japan?
Oh, my God. I know this. I know it, but I'll take the options.
Options are Lance Lynn, Nick Martinez, or Merrill Kelly.
Merrill Kelly. God dang it.
Final answer?
Final answer.
Question number 3. New Mets infielder Bo Bichette belted a 3-run homer in Game 7 of the 2025 World Series for Toronto. 3 Dodgers also went yard on that November evening. Max Muncy, Miguel Rojas, and who else?
Teoscar Hernandez. Final answer.
Question number 4. With whom did former Cardinals reliever Phil Maton sign shortly after free agency began? Which team did he sign with?
I'll go with the Rangers.
Final answer?
Final answer. Yeah.
All right, we'll get Anthony back in here. How you feeling, Kyle?
Not too good.
Well, you know, Anthony has, he's probably in the cone of silence with a bunch of people, not focused, not locked in.
Mm-hmm. That's true.
I mean, I always feel good until the other person goes.
Oh, that's generally how it works. You can put your headphones in, Anthony.
Yeah.
So, our guy Kyle just finished up his portion of the gauntlet. Anthony, how you feel?
Nervous?
Really?
Yeah.
Why?
I don't know the category, and Kyle seems a little locked in for my taste.
It's a category you love, Anthony.
Hockey? Baseball?
Baseball.
Oh, okay, I like baseball.
But
What?
you better pack a lunch.
Indeed. You ready?
Yeah.
All right, here we go. At long last, the Cardinals have traded third baseman Nolan Arenado to the Diamondbacks. Can you tell us Arizona's most recent Gold Glove winner?
Arizona's most recent Gold Glove winner. I don't think it's Ketel Marte. Let's get the options.
Is it Corbin Carroll, Christian Walker, or Lourdes Gurriel?
Corbin, Gurriel, or Walker. Let's go Gurriel. Final answer.
Question number 2. Clayton Kershaw is not done pitching just yet. Instead, the Dodgers legend has agreed to join the U.S. squad for March's World Baseball Classic. In 2023, who started Team USA's WBC championship game against Japan?
Oh, I don't know. Options.
Options are Lance Lynn, Nick Martinez, or Merrill Kelly.
I think it was Merrill Kelly. Final answer.
Question number 3. New Mets infielder Bo Bichette belted a 3-run homer in Game 7 of the 2025 World Series for Toronto. 3 Dodgers also went yard on that November evening. Max Muncy, Miguel Rojas, and who else?
I don't know. Miguel Rojas. Who'd you say?
Max Muncy.
And which other Dodger went yard? You'd think it'd be one of the obvious ones, but let's go Kike Hernandez. Final answer.
Question number 4. With whom did former Cardinals reliever Phil Maton sign shortly after free agency began? Who did he sign with?
Wow. Options.
Options are the Cincinnati Reds, the Chicago Cubs, or the Texas Rangers.
Texas Rangers. Final answer.
Ew. Let's start there. All right. With whom did former Cardinals reliever Phil Maton sign shortly after free agency? Anthony, with the options, you said the Rangers. Kyle, without the options, you said the Rangers. Correct answer is?
It's the Chicago Cubs.
It's the Chicago Cubbies. Let's go to question number 3. New Mets infielder Bo Bichette belted a 3-run homer in Game 7 of 2025 of the 2025 World Series for Toronto. 3 Dodgers also went yard on that November evening. Max Muncy, Miguel Rojas, and who else? Neither of you took the options, and you both ended up with the Hernandez. Kyle said Teoscar. You said Kike. Do you want to hear the options?
Sure.
Will Smith, Mookie Betts, Teoscar Hernandez.
Oh, boy.
Correct answer is?
Yeah, it was the reason why they won. Will Smith.
Will Smith. Yeah, remember.
11th inning.
Yeah. That's the one that did it for him. Clayton Kershaw.
That makes sense.
Marcia, you got a score check for me?
0-0.
0-0. All right. Clayton Kershaw isn't done pitching just yet. Instead, the Dodgers legend has agreed to join the U.S. squad for the for March's World Baseball Classic. In 2023, who started the Team USA's WBC championship game against Japan? You both took the options. You both ended up with Merrill Kelly. Marcia, the correct answer is?
Merrill Kelly.
Yeah, 1-1. It comes down to this. At long last, the Cardinals have traded third baseman Nolan Arenado to the Diamondbacks. Can you tell us Arizona's most recent Gold Glove winner? Anthony, you took the options. You said Lourdes Gurriel. Kyle didn't take the options. He said Corbin Carroll. If it's Corbin Carroll, Kyle wins 3-1. If it's Gurriel, Anthony wins 2-1. If it's Christian Walker, we got a walk-off. Marsh.
Walk it off.
It was Christian Walker.
Wow.
Anthony, you seem to take a deep breath here. Are you okay?
No.
All right. Kyle, here's how this is going to work. I'm going to ask you both the question. Anthony is going to write down his answer. You will not tell me until I give you the go-ahead, and then you tell me your answer. I got to get Anthony's answer first, and then you tell me quickly what your answer is. You got it?
I got it.
All right, fellas, here we go. How many bases did Willie McGee steal in his Cardinals career?
How many did he steal?
Mm-hmm. All right, I have Anthony's answer. Kyle, what's your answer?
205.
205 from Kyle. Anthony, what was your answer?
298.
So we have our no math needed.
No math.
Uh-oh.
Kyle.
You have chosen poorly.
You lose.
Not today.
Kyle, the correct answer was 301. Anthony, you were right.
Wow.
Okay.
I'd say that was the closest to the pin.
Yeah.
Yeah. I got lucky, man. I got lucky. Kyle, that was a rough one.
It was.
Good job, Kyle.
Rough for both of us, brother. Have a great weekend. Well,
You guys have a good weekend. Thank you.
You too,
man.
Kyle.
Thanks for playing. Yikes.
Good job, man.
No, don't you say
Good job,
that.
man.
That was rough. Don't you dare.
You know what I love?
Don't you dare.
Anthony is so competitive. When he got to the final question, he didn't even care because he was so frustrated.
I was so frustrated.
with the fact that you only had one answer correct up until that point.
Yes.
You were like the Will Smith one. I think pissed you off when you thought about it. You're like, oh God.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was one of those, it's like, I can't remember. And then Marsh says it that way. And you're like, yep, that's true. That's the
exactly what
historic,
happened.
historic extra innings one. Yep. How did I forget that one? Yeah, that was a piss poor performance by me.
That was a barn burner,
You know what, Anthony?
man.
That was basically a 1-point game through 3 quarters.
Yeah.
And at the final quarter, you put up 23 points and won the game.
You know, that was a college basketball game where the final score wasn't that pretty, but I wound up hitting one from, half court range that had no business going in. Off the bat.
For no reason.
Terrible. That was an awful
The
performance.
text line is so interesting to me. It's often funny. Like, you get 2 texts back to back. Man, this is a hard listen so far. And then the next text, that was fun. Like,
Sometimes it's in our wheelhouse and sometimes it's not.
when it's not, it's bad.
Yeah, it's rough.
that was a tough one.
Marsh, you want to do 6-packs next?
Yeah, why don't we do some 6-packs?
All right, great. So if you got any questions, send it into the text line, like Carey just said. 314-399-9646 is the Air Comfort Service text line. Send it in. Any questions you got, Sports 6-Pack Part 1 next.
It's time for the Fast Lane to answer your sports questions.
I want to ask you a bunch of questions. And I want to have them answered immediately.
Asking me all these weird questions.
Answer the question.
Answer the question.
Answer me!
Refreshed by Urban Chestnut. Urban Chestnut Swickle Light Premium Light Beer. Live your lifestyle, St. Louis.
Shout out to the Snake Pit. They saw that I was discouraged. And many of them, Gator, Paul, Jeremy, even though I think Jeremy was being sarcastic, Bill, Splash. They all say, hey, nice. Hey, a win's a win. So thank you, Snake Pit. You really know how to lift a guy up. Appreciate you. All right, time for the Sports Six Pack. Part one, at least. 314-399-9646 to the Air Comfort Service text line. Marsh, question one, please.
Question number one.
All right, from the 917, if you all weren't doing your...
For some reason, I was waiting for you to say, from the 911. Which that can't happen. Anyway, sorry, Marsh, go ahead.
Maybe they listen too. I don't know.
I'm sure they do.
Yeah.
The guys and gals across the street, I'm sure they listen at the firehouse.
Yeah.
Shout out to you.
Shout out to the Creve Corps Fire Department.
Yeah. Don't know the
If you
number.
can see us, wait.
Yeah, I don't know what their station is, but.
All right, anyways, from the 917, if y'all weren't doing your current career / career path or past career path, CD, what is something that you would have loved to do?
Oh, man.
I wanted to be a fireman.
Me too.
No joke.
Me too.
Growing up in the 80s, the firemen and the trash collectors used to hang out on the back of that damn truck. Sign me up, man.
Yeah.
I thought it was the best thing in the world.
My grandfather, so my dad's dad, drove the back of the fire truck. So they had the wheel in the back. I don't know. A lot of them don't have it now, but so he used to drive the back of the fire truck in New York. So out of college, I was struggling to find radio or TV gigs. I was getting a lot of rejection letters, things like that. I'm like, well, you know what, man? I'm going to go be a firefighter then. And I sat down with, I interviewed with one of the stations in Detroit, one of the fire stations in Detroit, got accepted, and then I was going to start the classes. But I kept waiting for the class information. I signed up for these classes. I kept waiting for the packet to come in, and it just never did. And I finally called one of the stations or whoever I need to call. Hey, I haven't received what time classes start and all that stuff. And they're like, what's your name? And put it in. Yeah, we don't have you registered. What? And classes started last week. I'm like, what? So I had to wait another.
What happened?
I don't know. I have no idea what happened.
Divine intervention.
Anthony Statler now is a fireman.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Somebody's using my name. But within the year, I was hired at WDFN in Detroit after, repoing cars and doing all that fun stuff for a while. And started my radio career less than a year later, and the rest was history, man. So, but yeah, I agree, CD. Other than that, I don't have any skill.
Yeah, I thought for a while I was like, I like to help people. So I was like, man, social worker but being a firefighter, that was the highest on my list growing up. Marsh?
Oh, geez, it depends on what age I was. As you guys know, I wanted to be a professional Zamboni driver when I was younger.
Yeah.
I think obviously we all want to be professional athletes. Carey, you actually got to live out that dream. At one point, I wanted to design the Super Bowl logo.
You do love logos.
I do, yeah.
You probably could still do that. I don't know, I don't know how they get these logos, but I'm sure
kind of boring now.
You could craft something up and send it to the people that need to get it.
What else did I want to do? I guess at one point I was a rapper.
Yeah.
I actually thought maybe that dream would come true, and then it didn't. There's a bunch of different things that I wanted to do, but ultimately now, as I grew up and got into this industry, this is sort of what I want to do now, and I want to be a play-by-play guy at some point in my life. So we'll just see how the chips fall.
Fire up chips?
No, not those chips.
Different chip.
Different chips.
More expensive chip. By the way, Wictolia in the Snake Pit just said loved WDFN, which is the radio station in Detroit that I work for. She said, did you work with Damon Perry at all or Stoney and Wojo? So Stoney and Wojo was the afternoon show there.
Okay.
So I loved them. I actually was a part-time producer. So I was like the fourth guy. I worked my way up, right? Like I was a street teamer. I was a part-time producer. And I was kind of like the fourth guy. So anytime a producer took the day off, they're sick, whatever, I would fill in. So I did Sean Belegian's show, who was the midday guy. I did Stoney and Wojo at least once. And then the morning show at the time was Greg Brady, not that Greg Brady, and Jamie Samuelson. And Jamie Samuelson was one of my favorite people in radio, helped me so much. A lot of times you worry about like egos and stuff like that, especially when you're younger. And he took me under his wing. He was phenomenal. And sadly, he died from cancer a couple of years ago. And you know, broke my heart because he was an awesome family man. He had a couple kids, and he died, I think, of prostate cancer. But Jamie was just incredible. Yeah, I worked with all the people at WDFN. It was a great station.
There's another thing that I wanted to do. I wanted to create my own clothing line. I always
Still got
thought
time
that was
for that,
cool,
too.
you know? Have my own clothing line.
What would you name it? Well, you probably don't want to say it on air.
We already had, like, me and my buddy, we did start one. It was just sort of like T-shirts and stuff. We had that going for a while. Then COVID hit, so it kind of stopped things, and we never really picked it back up. So, but we had all sorts of different designs, and we were going to do sort of like a drop shipping type thing, and it just didn't really work out. But that's something that I also wanted to get in. And then I've been watching some cooking shows a lot lately, too. I think it'd be cool to have a restaurant, and I would feature my mac and cheese.
Ooh. Can you cook, Marsh?
I can cook. I don't know if it's good. I don't go off recipes. I just sort of whip stuff up. But I've always had this vision of creating like a mac and cheese type restaurant with all different types of mac and cheese. You know,
that's a good idea.
I like putting different spins on my mac and cheese.
Nice.
So,
right.
you know.
Hey, you got your thing.
I have my thing, yeah. Maybe there'll be a thing that I do later in life. You know what I'll call it, Anthony? I'll call it Section 305.
I like it. As long as I can have naming rights.
Of course.
Partial naming rights.
Investors?
Yeah, could be you. Yeah. All right, we'll continue the Sports Six Pack. We'll continue it with question 2 from part 2 next on 101 ESPN.
101 ESPN Sports Center.
I'm Andrew Marsh. It's time for a Sports Center update brought to you by Saliga Heating and Cooling. Blues back in action tonight, taking on the Tampa Bay Lightning. The red-hot Tampa Bay Lightning. Should be a fun one tonight. Pregame starts at 6. Puck drop is at 7. If you have a question you want to send our way, do so using the Air Comfort Service text line, 314-399-9646. We have part 2 of the Sports Six-Pack coming up next. I'm Andrew Marsh, and this Sports Center update is brought to you by Saliga Heating and Cooling, a Daikin heating and air conditioning dealer.
It's time for the Fast Lane to answer your sports questions.
I want to ask you a bunch of questions, and I want to have them answered immediately.
Asking me all these weird questions.
Answer the question.
Answer the question.
Answer me!
Refreshed by Urban Chestnut. Urban Chestnut Swickle Light Premium Light Beer. Live your lifestyle, St. Louis.
Time for the second part of the Sports Six-Pack here in the Fast Lane on 101 ESPN. 314-399-9646 is the Air Comfort Service text line. If you got any questions, great, send those in. Part 2 of the Sports Six-Pack right now with question 2.
Question number 2.
Guys, we're getting deep here in the Fast Lane from the 217. My question is if there's one thing you wish you would have appreciated earlier in life, what would it be?
The importance of time.
Oh, that's a good one.
Because that's the one thing you can never get back. Like, time with people, time and spaces. Like, really, I think, especially now, like, we're so caught up in recording everything and being, like, online and video recorded. I got to get this moment captured. And you don't really get to live in the moment and appreciate the time that is being spent with, whether that's with family members or at a sporting event or, just time.
Yeah.
Like the time.
That's a good one. That's really deep. For me, it's easy. It's being able to compete all the time. You know, playing youth sports as much as and not only just like league wise, which I love, but with your buddies, being able to get together with 10, 15 friends and playing pickup football or pickup basketball or whatever. I miss that big time. Now, could I still do it? Sure.
There's men's leagues out there.
But your body.
No. I mean, the problem for me
is time.
Not the problem. Take 2.
The situation that you're in.
The situation that I'm in is that now my kids are playing sports.
You don't have time.
Coaching, I don't have the time to it. And I love watching them play. But as sometimes I'll be kind of lacing up Killian's soccer football cleats or whatever. I'm like, and I just look at him and go, dude, you're about to play a game. I would love to be in your shoes right now, I would love to play. Just love this moment. And he's like, whatever, dude.
I'm sure coaching, though, there's an element of coaching where there's still competition. It's just different.
Oh, 100%. Yeah, 100%. I'm a nutbag with that.
But you still have no impact. Like, you have somewhat of an impact based on, and I'm talking football, and same when you were coaching Carey, where you get to call plays, but you don't get to dictate whether or not those plays are executed correctly.
Carey knows this. You call the play, you have no idea if they're first of all if they're going to remember by the time you told them in the 2 seconds that it took to line up, whether or not they're going to remember the play, whether or not they run it correctly, whether they're going to have to execute, whether or not the defense figured you out. Like, no, that's all. I love it. I love coaching. I don't know anything about soccer, and regular listeners know that. So watching Killian play and being there with the other parents that do know soccer, like he's got a buddy Auden that I'm good friends with his father, and his father has taught me a lot about soccer and what they're doing. He's been gracious with his time. That part's fun too. So it doesn't have to just be coaching.
I think for me, it was the amount of sacrifice that my parents made for me to play sports at that younger, when I was younger. Not that I didn't appreciate it like in the moment, but like looking back now, knowing just how much time and how much money and all that stuff that went into me playing at, the levels that I played at. Like, it's something that now I appreciate more than I think that I did, because, again, not that I was some like spoiled brat or anything, but like as a kid, you just don't really think about it. You just go out there and play.
No concept of that.
Exactly.
Nothing matters.
No. Shout out to my buddy John. His son Cole plays on our Falcons team.
Mm-hmm.
John Watson. He goes, "You're not a nutbag." LOL. You know I am, John. Yeah.
Yeah. We all are.
The 314 says, I wish I took care of my body and played sports all the time, and I wish I had time and money for more travel. That was something that, like, growing up, I'd eat, like, honey buns and Gushers and drink Dr. Pepper. And, like, I was like, oh, man. Looking back now, I'm like, oh, I wish I didn't do that.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, I wish I started lifting much earlier than I did. Yeah. Like, in high school, I remember, as soon as the coach wasn't looking, man, it was like, all right,
I'm good.
I'm done. I did my sets. Like, I wish I took that more seriously.
Mm-hmm.
Question number 3.
All right, let's go to Curb Stomp in the Air Comfort Service text line. Curb Stomp wants to know, do you think that baseball is loving the Dodgers doing this because it changes public opinion on their side with a cap?
So, in other words, if I got this right, it shifts the focus to, like, the Dodgers and how they're exercising a loophole.
Just like public perception of the Dodgers, whether or not you think, they're ruining baseball. There's some people that don't believe that, and there's other people that do believe that. And I wonder if Curb Stomp is alluding to those types of people who think they're ruining baseball. If, like, Rob Manfred and all the owners are, like, eating that up. They're like, yeah, they are ruining baseball. We need a salary cap.
Oh, no, I don't think so, because Major League Baseball,
they know.
They approved the deal. And no, I don't think that. And for the record, I know everybody thinks I hate the Dodgers.
You do.
I'm not going to blame the kid for coloring all over the walls when the parents gave them the crayon and turned their back. Like, I'm going to blame the parents. I'm not blaming the kid. The kid's going to be a kid. The Dodgers are going to be the Dodgers. They got a lot of money to spend. They got this great TV deal where there's no risk on their part. They just get paid overnight, and they're dumping it back onto the field. They're taking advantage of the advantages they do have.
In fairness, like, as much as we complain about greedy owners, if you're saying they make all of this money, they're putting it right back onto the field in the players. They are using it for what it should be used for, not to line their pockets, not to say, I'm walking around with $300 million that I just got off of a TV deal. No, I'm going to use that money and I'll put it back into the baseball because that's what people want to see. Everybody might not like it, and I understand, like, people get frustrated, but the competitive part of you has to believe that even though they have all of these players, they can still lose. And, I mean, it was the kind of the similar, they only did it with one player, but when Kevin Durant went to the Warriors, the NBA is done. But then they lost. Mm-hmm. Like, they had a couple of guys get banged up and down for the year. Kevin Durant tore his Achilles and Klay tore his ACL. And then they lost to the Raptors.
That hurts.
But it did hurt. But anything can happen. Right?
But at least there's a salary cap there. Like, it's not like the Warriors, when they added Kevin Durant, exercised some TV loophole to give him the money that they had on the side. That's where I'm coming from.
Yeah,
I want to see a level playing field. Not everything's going to be fair. I want to see everybody start with the same advantages, right? Like, the Jets screw up all the time. You can give them a bunch of early first round picks.
They're going to have some coming up too.
And they're going to mess it up probably, but that's on the Jets. At least they have the opportunity to get better. So that's my thing.
Chase Daniel, he tweeted out, not tweet, but he reposted Jeff Passan when Jeff Passan announced that Kyle Tucker was going to the Dodgers. And he was like, someone explain to me this, explain this to me in NFL terms. And actually, a St. Louis sports fan chimed in and said, if there was no salary cap and the Chiefs a couple of years ago, instead of having to let guys like Tyreek Hill walk, they keep them, but also sign Parsons, Saquon, Lamb level player or two every offseason.
Okay. Yeah. There you go. Yeah.
That's kind of what it feels like.
It does. It's good.
When they run over the middle, they still can get hit. You know what I mean?
Yeah. You want to do one more, Marsh?
Let's do one more.
All right. We're going to do one more, CD.
Question number 4.
573 wants to know, and this is wishful thinking, do you think St. Louis could land a pro football team since the Chiefs are leaving Missouri?
No, unfortunately, I don't think that has anything to do with it. I would love to see it. I don't think it's going to happen.
Never say never.
No, I didn't. I just said I don't think it's going to happen.
Never say never. You know, think positively.
Okay.
One of these days, man, you might have somebody to bring the old, or bring a St. Louis team back.
Let's do an expansion team.
Okay, cool. That way they can't go anywhere.
I mean, they could, but I'd rather have the expansion than.
Then you got to have 2 teams, or. I mean, yes, you don't have
I
an
see
odd
what you're
number.
saying. Yeah, the NFL has 2
The
teams.
NFL has to have 2 teams. You don't want to have 33
Yeah,
teams.
you put one in Salt Lake City, St. Louis, Missouri.
Salt Lake City.
Okay.
It's an
Give me
up-and-coming.
a better city.
Well, it's like an up-and-coming sports town professionally.
Yeah, give me a better.
That's fair.
You know what? A city like a state like Nebraska, they love them some football.
Iowa.
Put them in Lincoln or Iowa.
Iowa City.
Hey, go crazy.
Or we could get rid of one team in the NFL.
Which one would that be? Who are you thinking?
I'm not really thinking of any specific
I think you got
team.
somebody on your mind.
No, I really don't. Maybe we can brainstorm.
Okay, if we were to send one team elsewhere, let's take a look. See, let's.
Why are we doing that?
I mean, there's one team that never tries.
I know. So I don't want to see it. No city should have to lose their team twice.
Just play the game, man.
Okay.
If you were looking at a team,
we did.
If you were looking at a team, who do you think would be okay to come to St. Louis?
Okay to come, like their fans wouldn't care?
No, they might care, but whatever, dude.
This is what I was trying to avoid.
Said to us. They said to us.
We don't. It's true.
What about the people in St. Louis? Somebody's like, whatever, dude.
I don't want the Jets, but
that's where I was thinking.
Oh, really?
I was thinking the Jets.
New York teams. Do you really need two
teams in New York?
Do you need 2 New York teams based in Newark, New Jersey?
They have 2 teams and they still can't win.
No.
Give us the Jets.
I mean, it would make sense, like, airplanes, St. Louis.
They could just change it to the St. Louis Flyers.
There you go.
St. Louis Pilots.
Look at you.
Yeah.
Aviators.
Be
kind of cool. Maybe the Archers.
Here he comes back with the
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to say that.
You did.
I swear I didn't mean to say that.
That's why I asked the question.
It had nothing to do with airplanes.
All right. It's Fastlane on 101 ESPN. Appreciate all the questions of the Sports Six Pack. We asked for your mic drops earlier. What are you hoping to see with the Blues over the next stretch of games? Outside, of course, wins. So we'll dive into some of your mic drops next.
Caesars Sportsbook is the only sportsbook app with Caesars rewards. Download the Caesars Sportsbook app now and build the perfect same-game parlay. Bet the game live or try our quick pick parlays that are pre-built just for you. Bet on gridiron action and earn perks on every game like hotel stays, bonus bets, game tickets, and more. Download the app using promo code radio250BM and get your first bet matched as a bonus bet up to $250, whether you win or lose. Must be 21 plus and physically present in Missouri. Open to new users only. Minimum odds minus 500. Awarded as non-withdrawable bonus bet that expires 14 days after receipt. Bonus bet amount not returned for winning bets. Void where prohibited. See Caesars.com/promos for full terms. Must be 21 or older to gamble. Know when to stop before you start. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
It's Fast Lane on 101 at ESPN. So we asked for mic drops earlier today. What are you hoping to see from the Blues over the next stretch of games? Outside of course, wins. Somebody in the snake pit said more goals. Yeah, things that we'd love to see. Absolutely. So, Marsh, who do we got?
This is Mike, who sent a mic drop.
Hey, guys, just wanted to put in my 2 cents on what I'm looking for in the Blues currently. I've accepted the fact that they are mediocre at best on this season, but watching the Carolina game, I loved seeing how well the young talent was buzzing around, man. It was exciting. So that's what I'm looking for is these younger guys stepping up and, Joel Hofer's coming around, seeing if he can carry his momentum. But love the puck talk at the 3 o'clock hour. Jamie said puck so many times I had my pucking head spinning. But great breakdown, and hope you boys have a good weekend. Let's puck and go.
Thanks, Mike. Good stuff there. There might not be, outside of winning, of course, there might not be much better for fans than when a young team starts to come together. When the young team starts to play well, it provides so much hope for both the present and the future. I like what Mike said there. I think Mike nailed it. If you start to win with the young players, it does set up a scenario that toward the end of the year, toward the end of the season, maybe the Blues can jump back into the playoff race. And it provides a lot of hope for next season. Mm-hmm. So what happens if the young guys can win?
I agree. I think, if they can just start to put some things together, play hard for, multiple periods back to back to back, like really just giving that effort and energy that is required to win games, then you'll start winning games. Like you can't win if you don't try. And I'm not saying that they don't try, but I mean like the consistent effort that is required to win games. Like if you're not going to do that night in and night out, you can't expect to just, what do you say? You just can't roll the ball out there and expect to win. Like you really have to put in the effort and the time and the energy to do the minute details in order to win games.
Yeah, I feel like that's been the trade-off of all the injuries and poor play. Maybe not even so much the poor play, but all the injuries that we've seen so far this season is that we have been able to watch these younger players essentially step up into a role that we did not expect to see them heading into the season. Now, I believe that we would love the Blues to be firmly entrenched in a playoff spot right now, playing some of their best hockey with everybody healthy. I think everyone would choose that over what we're witnessing now. But this is a nice trade-off that these younger players are getting time at the NHL, and maybe following this season going into next year, that will pay dividends rather than waiting a couple more years to see what these guys have. Mm-hmm. So does it push things up? Maybe it does. I don't know. I think that's the trade-off. Does this poor season sort of put them behind the 8 ball, or do these young players essentially move the needle forward for more sustained success down the road in the future? Much like what the Cardinals are doing.
Yeah. It's weird, right? The Cardinals, we know that it's a rebuild. I know some Blues fans have asked us repeatedly, like, well, why can't the Blues rebuild? The contract situations. It's just not realistic. Jamie's broken this down several times. But if the current group of players start to perform well and you start to rack up some wins, you get to get on a bit of a roll, fantastic. We got any other mic drops?
Yeah, we got one from Ed. He loves, and that's bacon-wrapped wiener.
Yeah, let's hear from Ed.
Guys, all I really want to see is Benner lock it down. And that I don't think that necessarily means win. I mean, I'd love to see him win. But I'd like to see, the playoffs Benner kind of show up again. I don't get to watch the games, and I don't listen to them because when I do, I feel like we lose by a lot. So I just kind of pick up here and there. But I always feel like Benner gives up a lot of goals recently. But I don't know who to blame because I don't watch and listen enough. So I just kind of leave it as is. So I would just like it to be the narrative of he's back to good old Benner other than who is this guy? Thank God Hofer's got something going. You know what I'm saying? Just the whole goalie situation, I guess. I don't know. Love you. Bye.
We love you too, Ed.
I love Ed's mic drops because more times than not, he's like, yeah, I actually have no idea what I'm talking about.
But you know what? He's contributing.
This is my thought.
Yeah, he's contributing, though. I love
Absolutely.
it. That's when I was listening to it, I'm like, Bacon Wrap Wiener is just, he's all of us. We asked for some mic drops. He's going to give you one.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Might be a half-baked thought. We don't care.
I mean, he's not wrong, though. I think everybody would love to see.
Burnt my damn mouth.
You okay?
Coffee got you?
Yeah, it did.
I think everybody would like to see Jordan Bennington get back to form.
Yeah, that'd be sweet if the two goaltenders start to give you a massive advantage again. I don't know if we'll see it. All right. Does that do it for the mic drops?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. This is what we're going to do. We're going to go on NFL Division Power Hour in the final hour. We did not get to the Sunday matchups in the NFL. We did not get to some predictions, and we did not get to some of the other questions I had for the entrance survey. So why don't we do this, gentlemen? Starting off next, we're going to do Patriots and Texans. Could the Texans pull off the upset? That's next on 101 ESPN. 504, your time check is brought to you by Clarkson Jewelers, an officially licensed Rolex jeweler. I'm really intrigued by all 4 NFL matchups this weekend. I'm kind of fascinated by this Texans-Patriots one. It might be the lowest scoring game of the week, at least if you look at the odds. It certainly portends that way, but I think that this is a fascinating matchup. The Patriots average 8.6 air yards per attempt, according to ESPN.com, the 3rd highest mark in the NFL. The Texans' defense allows only 4.8 yards per attempt. It's the league's lowest. So does Drake May have enough time? Will his receivers get open, or will it be a feast fest again for Will Campbell and Jared Wilson? It's going to be really interesting.
I think
and of course, they're going to be facing Will Anderson and Daniel Hunter.
Yeah, I think the Texans defense, I said it earlier, they're one of the best defenses in the National Football League. And normally you'll get a defense that is we're really good up front, but we have to be good up front because our secondary might be hit or miss, or we're really good on the back end, but our linebackers don't really fill the holes the way we need to. And our defensive line, we got to bring pressure in order to get to the quarterback. Like that's you very rarely get a defense that is on all levels, all 3 levels, defensive line, linebackers, and defensive backs, where they are really good and they get after the quarterback. They put a lot of pressure on him, and they are very sound in the secondary. Stingley is one of the best corners in the league. Lassiter is one of the best tackling corners in the league. Like, they get after you in all levels, and it's fun. Mm-hmm. Like, they're fun to watch. So I don't think that the Patriots are they kind of hit or miss for me offensively. Like, they have the home run hitter in Travion Henderson. Like, he is this dude is going to be really special when they decide to give him 25 carries a game, whenever that is. I don't know why. I like Ramondre Stevenson, but whenever they decide to give Henderson 25 carries a game, he's going to be an all-pro. Mm-hmm. Like, I think he's that good because he has that type of that type of electric ability, explosiveness sure. at the running back position. But for me, this game is going to boil down to the known factors. I know without a shadow of a doubt that DeMeco Ryans is going to have that defense flying around, humming, making big plays. What am I going to get from C.J. Stroud? And then on the other side, I have some confidence in the Patriots' ability to run the ball and do all those things. Is what is Drake May going to look like when this defense starts humming around? Mm-hmm. Like, this is a real playoff opportunity. Like, it's starting to get down. Like, okay, 1 game, 2. Now we're here. Yeah. So let's see how he responds to a defense that is this good, that does not have to blitz. And the thing that can, and he's had Drake May has had an outstanding season, like MVP caliber, probably finished second to Matthew Stafford. Mm-hmm. But when you have a defense that can line up and show you different things, maybe sometimes blitz, maybe sometimes back out. You don't know where they're coming from, and then you still can't block the guys that you do know are coming. When they're coming, you don't know how to block them, or you are unable to block them. I think it's going to be a rough day for the Patriots. But can C.J. Stroud do anything to help this offense score more points? Yeah, and I was waiting for you to get there. I figured you would, and you're right. That's the biggest question to me. I think Houston. Obviously, Houston's going to. You talked about. I think you put this perfectly. You said, "What do we know? We know that Houston's defense is going to give the Texans a chance to win. They're that good. They're that nasty. Drake May is going to have to be patient and see if the Texans start to get worn down a little bit when it comes to their defense being on the field. But the thing that I keep coming back to, it's not like the Texans offensively are horrible. Right. Not having Nico Collins is a huge loss. And C.J. Stroud has had moments, including in that Pittsburgh game, where he was terrible. But if you look back, 38 points against the Colts. They scored 20 against the Chargers, 23 against the Raiders, 40 against Arizona, 20 against Kansas City, 20 against Indy, 23 against Buffalo, 36 against Jacksonville, and that was when Davis Mills was playing. Mm-hmm. This Houston defense is not putrid, but what version of C.J. Stroud are we getting? And I think to CJ's credit, like, Nico, is injured and Christian Kirk goes off. He has 8 catches for 100+ yards. Mm-hmm. Like, you still have weapons. I think the kid Jaden Higgins, the rookie, has come along.
He was quiet on Monday night, but I thought they'd feature him more.
Yeah, he's come along tremendously later in the year, which tends to happen for younger players. They kind of get their feet wet and start to figure some things out. But so I don't think that all is bad for the Texans offensively, but C.J. Stroud, can you take care of the football? Mm-hmm. Like, that's the number one rule. Anytime I talk to an offensive position group, like quarterbacks, running backs, tight ends, receivers, look, man, if you can't take care of the ball, you're not going to play. And that's not C.J. Stroud's case because he ain't going nowhere else. He's going to play. But if you carry the hopes and the dreams of the entire organization, the entire team, every person that's on the sideline, everybody that is watching when you have that ball in your hand, and if you give it away, we got problems.
Yeah.
We cannot win and not sustain, drives or success if you're giving the ball away or if you're turning it over or even fumbling. Like, he fumbled 5 times. He only lost 2. But even those fumbles, it stalls your drives. It makes things off rhythm, off time, and it kind of puts you in a place where, okay, as a play caller, all right, take care of the ball. We got to do something different now. So he has to take care of the football. I think that was just like an abnormal game for him. Obviously, I think he'll be fine, but if it's gonna rely on how well he plays on Saturday.
Yep.
Sunday. Mm-hmm. Is it Sunday?
Yep.
Yeah. I came across this TikTok earlier today. This girl did this whole math thing that goes way beyond my understanding, but I do know how to read captions, Anthony. Basically what this is, it's what actually drives team success, regression, contribution, decomposition, is what the graph is labeled as. This is from Leah Camerano made this TikTok. But basically what it says is that the Texans defense alone accounts for roughly 117 points of their scoring margin, which means this takes into account like where the offense is starting their drives because of what the defense does on the previous, the previous drive from the other team. It has everything to do with basically how many points they're scoring themselves. We saw what they did against the Steelers.
Right.
So, and Houston is number 1 in this category. Their defense is outstanding. So, for me, in order for them to win, it basically comes down to, is the Texans defense, are they going to make the stops against Drake May? But where do they make these stops? How long do these drives last for New England? Are they putting the offense in plus territory? Those are the things that I'm going to look for in this game, because if Houston continually has to make drives in their own side of the field, like, if the Patriots can pin them within the 20, I don't know if that offense can continually drive down the field and put up touchdowns.
So what you're saying is the Houston Texans defense is what Josh Allen is to the Bills.
Basically.
Like, instead of calling the Bills, we're going to call them the Buffalo Josh Allens. Instead of calling the Texans, we're going to call them the Texans defense.
Yeah.
So it's the Texans defense versus the Patriots.
Basically.
Makes sense. I mean, when you're watching these games, a lot of times it does feel that way. It's the Texans defense controlling the game. And it's just, when will the dam break and C.J. Stroud in the offense, gets into the end zone?
I go back to, there was one week in the Pick'em Challenge where, for whatever reason, I picked Houston to beat Seattle. I think it was Monday night. It blew up in my face. Jamie was getting all over me for picking Houston in that game, and I felt as if their defense could win them that game. Well, their defense kept them in that game up until late in the fourth quarter, and the Texans, opportunity after opportunity after opportunity within the red zone, could not put the ball in the end zone.
No, sir.
They couldn't.
No. They didn't want to.
Now, they're playing good teams now. No offense to the Steelers. We're in the part of the season where there's good teams remaining. Even the Broncos.
Yeah, that's kind definitely of a crap sandwich.
We lost last week in the playoffs.
Steelers and the Broncos.
Jeez.
A little bit. More so the Steelers, less so the Broncos. I'll tell you right now, though, if we get a Broncos-Texans AFC Championship game, I am going to throw up.
Wow. Okay, let me ask you this, Marsh, before we move on here. Let me ask you this. Are the Broncos basically your version of Oregon in the NFL?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay, all right. I felt it.
Yeah.
I thought that would be the case.
100%.
Yeah, okay, all right. Fair. I appreciate your honesty.
You know what? I think the Broncos might win, though, this week, I
do, too.
Actually, I don't know.
Do you?
Not gonna
You'll find out at the bottom of the hour. We have our predictions.
Okay.
We got one more matchup to dissect. Rams, Bears. Ho, ho, ho. This is going to be good.
Let's do it.
Iceman. They're calling Caleb Williams. The Iceman.
That's George Gervin. The Iceman. He's a player for the Spurs.
The Iceman was in Top Gun, the movie that you don't like.
Yeah, you did. We do have to talk about Reacher because I got some questions, man.
You got issues with it?
I got questions, man. Why doesn't this man have any other clothes?
He's a minimalist.
Clearly. He doesn't wash his clothes every day? Like he just wears the same thing?
Yeah.
What is he doing?
Carey, have you not seen the scenes where he goes into a store and puts on new clothes?
Yeah. I see him, but it takes like 3 or 4 days for him to change clothes.
Well, I mean,
he's got stuff to do.
I don't think that he's running around beating people up. You don't think there's a bit of a stench coming off a Reacher?
Carey, it's not a real story.
Just saying.
Fake.
So you're watching Reacher.
In real
Let me
life.
Get this straight.
Carey,
You're watching
in
Reacher.
real life, you go 3 days wearing the same clothes.
Man. Carey, cartoon characters wear the same clothes all the time. They never change.
And you never question them. Ever.
You ever see Peter Griffin wear anything other than a white shirt?
Oh, man.
And green pants.
I'm a bit concerned about Reacher. I like it, though. I do like it.
Have you gotten through the full first season?
2 seasons.
Whoa. You're already through 2 seasons.
I am.
Well, clearly you like it, though.
I do like it.
Which one did you like better?
I like season 2. I like when they had the special investigators. You know, you don't mess
Working
with the.
together.
Yeah, I like how they all came back together. You know, and worked together. Season 1 was Margrave, Georgia. That was cool, but I like season 2.
Okay.
I like where season 3 is going.
Good.
I liked season 3.
Season 3 is
there's
solid,
a little
man.
bit of a spin.
Yeah, I liked it.
I was like, whoa.
Did you start season 3? Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah, watched a few episodes.
Good.
It's been keeping me up at night.
Good.
Yeah.
I don't know why you're asking pointless questions like that when you should be asking how much hurt will Reacher bring to the table.
He says, 314 says he washes his outfit. He just doesn't have another one. I haven't seen him throw anything in the washer yet.
Just because you haven't seen it doesn't mean he doesn't do it. Okay.
Well, assumptions do kill, so you got to be careful. I don't want to assume.
Reacher.
Yeah. But that is kind of weird. Yeah, you're going to wear the same damn thing every day?
Reacher's the man.
I got questions, man. We'll talk about it.
All right. Rams, Bears breakdown next on 101 ESPN. Corey Davis and Andrew Marsh. I'm Anthony Stalter. The NFL Divisional round is this weekend. We've chatted about the three games that lead into the final game of the weekend, which is Rams and Bears. And I don't know about you guys, but this is the one I'm most interested in. I just hope the weather, which is supposed to be like frigid, and it's playoff football. I'm not complaining or anything like that, but I just hope the weather isn't this massive impact, because I think this one could be fun. I think this is the one that could come down to the wire. I think this is the one that if there's going to be any sort of like comeback, this is it, because the Bears that's what they've done. But the temperature in Chicago, the forecast should be single digits at kickoff. And it's going to be a little windy as well, which is natural for Chicago. But other than that, I think it's a fantastic matchup, and I think it could be high scoring.
I think it could be as well. I like this matchup. I think the Rams are they have a very, very good offense. They got pretty much every position. They got 14 tight ends, just like my Steelers do. They use all of them. And Puka Nacua is unguardable. Like I don't know. This dude is a freak at the receiver position. Like, he is special. I like Kyron Williams coming out of the backfield. I'm excited to see this matchup between two offensive minds in Sean McVay and Ben Johnson. First of all, how do you kind of work around the weather if the weather is an issue? Like, is it snowing? Is it too cold? Is it too windy to pass? If it gets, like we watched the Miami and Texas A&M game a couple of weeks ago where it was so windy, all of the decisions were based on, okay, we're in field goal range, but we're really not. We got to go forward on 4th and 12.
But like, what's the playoffs?
So just kind of how they handle these conditions.
Yeah.
And then, who makes the bigger plays? Mm-hmm. Like, how well, it's almost like, not a changing of the guard, but Matthew Stafford, I think, is the NFL MVP this year. And you got the up-and-coming Caleb Williams and playing at home. Like, this is why you have such a good record during the season, so you can have these home playoff games and have that advantage. So I'm intrigued to see how well Caleb plays and how well Ben Johnson kind of schemes some things up for him to have success.
Yeah, for me, it's, how long do the Rams allow the Bears to stay in the game? Mm-hmm. Because, I look at their last three games of the regular season. They lost to the Seahawks. That was a tight game, but could have went either way. There was kind of goofy 2-point conversion type thing. Either way, though, they lost. Then they lost to the Falcons. I did not expect that to happen. That's a game you can't lose.
That team was a juggernaut down the stretch.
You're right.
They were.
They were. They still shouldn't have lost that game. Then you take on the Cardinals. You won by 17 points, but we talked about that at the time. That game was a little bit closer than maybe what the final score indicates. And then last week, you were losing to the Panthers, and you had to have a game-winning drive to ultimately seal the deal there. Now you go up against a team who notoriously comes back and wins football games. How long are you going to...
It's crazy to think. You just said that's the Bears.
That's the Bears.
They keep coming back.
They just keep coming back.
They were down 21-3, I believe, at halftime.
Yeah.
Last week.
All season. Yeah. But it's still the
All
Bears
season.
Where if you think back, like I think Bears fans would laugh at that too. Like, wait, what? My team does that?
Right.
Yeah. Historically, it has not been that team.
And this is a team that started the year off by letting a different team come back and win at Soldier Field.
Minnesota Vikings.
Exactly. So if you allow the Bears to linger, if they're not playing their best ball, I think that could ultimately be a problem for the Rams. If the Rams are going to win this game, I think they absolutely blow out the Bears.
Ooh. See, I think this is last. Whatever team has the ball last. That sort of game.
Okay.
Because I think it goes back to what CD was saying with Ben Johnson and Sean McVay. I think that it's going to be close. I think it's going to be fourth quarter. I think the fourth quarter is going to be a standalone game, and whoever has the ball last will have an opportunity to win that thing. I see it a one-possession game. I think it's going to be fantastic.
I think it is going to be a good game as well. I'm looking forward to it. I think the Bears have kind of earned my respect over this season. Like, I had no clue. Ben Johnson has earned my respect. He's not just and he kind of did that during the offseason, like hearing some of the conversations that, him and Caleb Wood, he was like snapping on him, like, figure it out. Mm-hmm. Like, And that's when you do it, like in the offseason, because when it gets to game time, playoffs, home field advantage, I don't want to have to yell, fuss, and cuss. I want to be able to sit back and know that the preparation that we've had throughout this entire offseason, regular season, and now the playoffs, that you're ready to roll. And I think Ben Johnson has done a great job of preparing Caleb Williams. You can kind of tell the confidence that he's playing with in comparison to last year. He looks like he knows what he's supposed to be doing, whereas last year, like, I don't know. I'm going to hold on to the ball until I get sacked.
He's got more help, and not just from the skill position players,
the interior offensive line.
Yep. I'm talking about his head coach too.
Yeah. So it's I think it's going to be a really good matchup.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to seeing what Caleb Williams does.
Oh, there's something about how Ben Johnson handled last week, the whole handshake thing, the theatrics after the game as it pertains to their matchup with the Packers, what he said about the Packers, the relationship that Matt LaFleur has with, one, his brother who's on the staff for the Rams, and Sean McVay. I think that this is a week that Ben Johnson, after talking a bunch of smack, gets humbled by Matthew Stafford, Sean McVay, and the Rams. I just feel like there's karma. Like it's just a vibe thing for me.
Interesting.
What did he do? He just shook his hand and kept it moving.
Well,
kind of
said F the Packer, fast lane the Packers. That was,
that was afterwards.
And I understand
the handshake was like, bah. And then,
by the way, this
like,
is
run off.
This is after he called out Matt LaFleur in his introductory press conference.
Yeah,
there's history there.
He was
with the Lions. He knows those
for sure.
The funny thing was, though,
division rival.
If you go back to that press conference, he says, "I've got so much respect for Dan Campbell. I got so much respect for Kevin O'Connell, what they do." And I got to be honest, I kind of enjoyed beating Matt LaFleur twice a year when I was with the Lions.
As he should. What, is he not supposed to say that? Is that bad business? What are you supposed to say? Oh, those guys
it doesn't matter now.
No, it doesn't matter now.
Sure. And he beat him again.
Get
the hell out of here.
He's not playing the Packers this weekend.
Talk your smack. It's a vibe thing for me. Maybe it's a karma thing. I don't know. I feel like he's a first-time head coach. He's had success, but I feel like they get humbled this week.
It's an interesting take. I want to get to Eric in the snake pit. CD, how hard is it for warm weather teams to adapt to the single-digit temps when they can't practice in it? That's a great question.
It's very hard. I think it is a distinct advantage. Like in Pittsburgh, mentally, it's more mental than it is anything else. Like if you can get past the mental part of it, damn, it's cold out here. Mm-hmm. We didn't wear sleeves. Like offensive players, it was Hines said, "Hey, you play offense, we don't wear sleeves." And you come out to that stadium, out of that tunnel, and you're looking at this team that it's 3 degrees and they don't have any sleeves on. You're like, what's going on with those guys?
Psychopaths.
And they're from California, the Chargers, right? Mm-hmm. And they're here in Pittsburgh. And you're like, it's cold, isn't it? To you, not to us. And yeah, it's cold to us, too, because when you see us on the sideline, you see everybody huddled by the heater and got coats on.
Yeah.
But during the game, nope, we're all out here. We're ready to roll. So I think it does give you an advantage. It's no different than playing in Miami, in September. It is hard as hell to breathe, and it's hot. Mm-hmm. So there's an advantage for a team like the Dolphins early in the season, but a team like Pittsburgh, a team like Chicago, where it's cold and you're playing outside in the wintertime and you get to practice in it. Yeah, I think there is a distinct advantage for those teams that play in those elements.
Carey, you and I talk about this all the time. By the way, Waterboy with a great point. I bet Reacher could adapt with no problems.
Yeah, he wouldn't have any
Waterboy's absolutely right. You and I talk about this a lot. The 2004 Falcons team that you played.
Yeah, man, it was cold. We were a dome team.
That was
Philly.
That was Vic. That was Dunn. That was Duckett. That was Kerry Davis. And blasted the Rams in the divisional rounds.
Beat the hell out of them.
At home. Mm-hmm. Nothing left of the Mike Martzes. And then
Carey's the reason why they left St. Louis.
That's correct. Yeah, eventually. Yeah.
Never won another playoff game.
Never won another playoff game.
I don't think they even made it to the playoffs after that. They never went back to the playoffs.
No, they didn't.
04?
That was 04.
That was the last time they were in the playoffs?
On my hockey tournament as a child watching in the hotel that Kerry Davis and the Falcons would ruin my football team.
Because the Rams beat the Seahawks the week before in the wild card. Set up a nice date with the Falcons, Kerry Davis's Falcons.
Yeah, we beat the hell out of them.
That was a blowout. And then went to Philly, and Michael Vick's like, I'm cool.
It was cold,
I'm not playing.
man. It was really cold. Like
you guys looked like I remember warm-ups, and I looked at my friends and go, "Hey, no way in hell we're winning this game."
I don't know what the temperature was, but it was really like I got 3 games in my mind that I know were like 3 of the coldest games I've ever played in. That's one of them. Like it was really cold there. Another one is in Pittsburgh, and the last one was at Northwestern. That I was ready to go home. Like we were getting the hell beat out of us. It was 63-21.
That was the bad game.
61-23.
You don't have to bring it up, man. That's fine.
Yeah, it was tough.
Brian Dawkins, by the way, I think killed Algie Crumpler in that game.
He might have. Oh yeah, I think he kind of
like that was.
Yeah, he was the guy with the cool visor and
all black visor.
Brian Dawkins was awesome. Sick. He was great. All right, it's the Fast Lane on 101 ESPN. Time for our picks. Is ready to hand out some picks?
Sure.
That we'll likely get wrong. That's next on 101 ESPN.
101 ESPN Sports Center.
I'm Andrew March. It's time for a Sports Center update brought to you by Saliga Heating and Cooling. We are less than 30 minutes away from Blues pregame as they take on the Tampa Bay Lightning. That will start at 6 o'clock. Pregame starts at 6 o'clock. Puck drop is at 7. If you have missed anything from today's show, make sure you go to 101ESPN.com or check out the free Dobbs Tire and Auto Center's 101 ESPN mobile app. Just head to the podcast page and you will find all of our shows there. And it's all brought to you by the Schaefer Door Company. All day long, we have been breaking down the divisional round in the NFL, breaking down all 4 games. We will give our predictions next. I'm Andrew Marsh, and this Sports Center update is brought to you by Saliga Heating and Cooling, a Daikin heating and air conditioning dealer.
Before we get into the predictions for each game, let's wrap up the NFL entrance survey for the divisional rounds, because I had a couple of questions. We talked about, outside of Josh Allen, which QB has the most on his plate, the most opportunity to impact the game the most. We also discussed which head coach could impact his game the most. What about non-quarterback? Which non-quarterback can have the biggest impact for his team this weekend, in your guys' opinion?
Ooh. I mean, I've been saying it all day talking about the Texans defense. So give me, I guess I can pick either one of them. Will Anderson.
It's pretty good. It's a pretty good one.
I mean,
yeah, you could. It's interesting with Will Anderson. He had a sensational season.
Yeah.
But because Myles Garrett had a record-setting / breaking season, all the thought was on Myles Garrett. But Will Anderson could completely take over a game.
Agreed.
As well, or wreck a game plan, I should say. It's a good one. Marsh?
I'm going to go with James Cook. If he can do something to take a little bit off the plate of Josh Allen, we know that Josh Allen is going to attempt to be Superman at least one more time this season. If James Cook can simply just help him out a little bit. We've seen big games from James Cook. He got paid for a reason. He's had a good season. If he can have that much more of an impact in this game, I think that bodes well for the Bills.
Big game James is what they call him.
Yeah.
Oh, that's James.
Let James cook.
Yeah. Let James cook. Oh, wow. Yeah. Well done. Christian McCaffrey for me. I'll take the kind of the obvious one, but you don't have George Kittle. The receiving core for the 49ers basically is Juwan Jennings in the red zone. He's got a bunch of touchdowns this year. He's kind of like Devontae Adams, what he is for the Rams.
Yeah.
Like, you get into the red zone, Juwan Jennings just finds a way to get open. Mm-hmm. But outside of that, Demarcus Robinson had a really big game last week, but typically not a game changer. Christian McCaffrey's going to see a lot of rushing attempts, and if he's bottled up, they're going to get the ball to him consistently in the passing game. So I'm going to say CMC. All right, last question, then we'll get to some picks. If you were to pick one upset, one blowout, one game that won't be decided until the final minute, and one game in which there's a dramatic comeback, how would you parse that out? We can just go one at a time. So pick the one upset.
Bears.
Okay.
They're the underdog in that game.
Correct.
Yep, Bears.
49ers over the Seahawks.
Wow. Okay, so that is the biggest underdog this weekend is the Niners. So Marsh went right for it. I'll take the Texans. Defense, the ability to control that game. If Drake May's, starts turning the ball over. Drake May played pretty good last week, but there was still some first-time playoff woes coming out of Drake May, so I'll take Houston. What about the blowout? Not that you think it's going to be a blowout, but if you had to choose one blowout.
I would actually choose the Bills over the Broncos.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
I think it could get out of hand. I think because the Broncos, again, what the Bills struggle in the most, the Broncos don't do exceptionally well running the ball. Bills can't stop the run. And Ed Oliver is back, which I think definitely has impacted their run game, their run defense. So having him back in the fold and being up there on that line and kind of slowing some things down for them defensively, I think that'll help as well. So I would go Bills over Broncos in a blowout.
I alluded to it earlier. I'm going to go with the Rams over the Bears. I think the Rams basically start the way they did against Carolina, except for they don't take their foot off the gas.
I'm going to go the Seahawks. I don't think it's going to be a blowout, but if San Francisco struggles offensively like they did in Week 18, I don't think we're going to see Seattle struggle as much offensively like they did in that game. San Francisco's defense is it's depleted. The job that Robert Saleh's done has been remarkable, but if there's going to be a blowout this weekend, I think it's going to be that one. Not that I'm predicting it. The game that won't be decided until the final minute.
So I'm going to go with I'm going to put my biggest upset game that won't be decided until the final minute and have a comeback. It's all going to be the Bears.
You chose the right team. You chose the right team.
The biggest upset is going to come down to a final moment and probably have to come back in that game. Mm-hmm. And they've been coming back all year. Hell, what makes this weekend any different?
So you got all three then. Yeah. You got the upset, you got the comeback, and then you got the final minute.
Correct.
Wow.
Yep.
Okay.
I'm spacing mine out. I think the Bills-Broncos game goes down to the wire. We saw it happen last week with the Bills. The Broncos continually play close games for the most part this season, and they've gotten away with it. Not this week, though.
But not today.
Not tomorrow afternoon. I'm going to go with the Bills taking down the Broncos. It's going to come down to the final minute. And maybe the Bills come up with another defensive stop, which would be ironic considering the team they're playing is the team with the better defense, much like last week.
Okay. Final minute, Rams-Bears. I think it's going to be last team that has the ball will have a chance to win it at least. And I don't think it's decided until the final minute. Bills-Broncos, I could see a comeback. The Bills start so slow sometimes.
Yeah, they do.
You remember the Patriot game?
Yeah.
Where it's like the Patriots are going to roll. We can all turn this game off. And then
they were 21-0, weren't they?
Yeah. The Bills, Josh Allen and the Bills in the second half are outstanding.
Yeah.
So give me that for the biggest comeback. And then Rams-Bears comes down to the wire. All right.
For me, dramatic comeback. I believe the Houston Texans will defensively play a great game for 59 minutes. And Drake May has his Tom Brady moment.
Wow, okay. My man comes up with some great storylines. There's no doubt about it. Time for the picks, and we kind of indicated who we were going with some of these. But Bills and Broncos, your official pick, Carey Davis.
Buffalo Bills.
Okay. You want to throw out a final score just for funsies?
27-13.
Oh, Snapdragon. Yeah. You not like the Broncos.
I like the Broncos.
Doesn't seem like it. 27-13?
That's 13 points, 14 points. That's okay. It's a good game. Both teams play hard, my man.
It's a double-digit whooping.
At
home.
It's a 2-touchdown game. Something late happened, and they picked up another touchdown.
Okay.
Kind of like hitting a half-court shot that didn't matter to anybody. Except for who it mattered to.
Really? Marsh?
I got the Bills 17-13.
Wow, you guys both got the same 13, huh?
Yeah, 17-13.
Yeah, have you seen this Broncos offense score a ton of points?
Touchdown and 2 field goals for those Broncos.
Yeah. Did you?
Yeah.
Bo Nix.
Giants game.
Bo Nix pick.
They gave up a lot of points in that game, too. They had to score a lot of points in that game just to win.
All right. I actually believe in the Broncos more than you guys do. I'm going to take the Broncos 23-20 over the Bills. 49ers Seahawks. CD.
Like everything in me, I don't want to believe in Sam Darnold and the Seahawks.
That's nice.
But I'll go Seahawks. I'll go 24-17 touchdown game.
Okay. Marsh?
16-13 49ers.
Ooh.
16-13 49ers. Okay, that's right. You did predict that. You did predict the San Francisco upset. Give me the Seahawks 27-23. I think this game might be a little higher scoring, and it's all based on because it was so low scoring the last time. We just expect That's going to be low scoring again. But Seattle's going to be able to move the ball against San Francisco. They should be, at least. And I think that Kyle Shanahan's going to have a wrinkle or two to move the ball, even without George Kittle, against Seattle. So give me Seahawks 27-23. Marsh, Texans, Patriots.
Texans, Patriots. I think this is also going to be a low-scoring game. Give me 13-10 Patriots.
Really low scoring.
All right. That's really low scoring. I would, but I'm around at 14-10 Texans.
Okay.
They find a way to get down around the goal line, punch a couple in with Woody Marks. C.J. Stroud probably throws for about $185. No turnovers, though. And they just say, defense, we got you 14 points. Figure it out.
Yeah.
We're done.
And the defense will probably say, great, wow.
No problem.
We didn't expect that many.
That's 13 more than we expected.
We don't even have to score now. I'm going to take the Texans. This is my upset. I'm going to take the Texans 16-13. I agree with you guys. It's going to be low scoring. Finally, CD, Rams, Bears.
Bears, 34.
Walter Payton.
31. I don't know how they get to those numbers, but it just sounds right.
Yeah.
It's a lot of points, though.
It is.
Maybe
I can see it.
24-21. Let me bring it down a little bit.
Okay.
Yeah, that was a lot.
I'm going Rams 31-17 with the Bears having a chance to inch closer. Turnover, Rams score. Bears get the ball back. They tack on 7 more points, but it's too late. 31-17.
Oh. I got the Bears.
Ha! Your hometown team.
My buddies are all Bears fans. They love them. They love them. I can't.
You're from Chicago.
Can't screw those guys.
New York. Atlanta.
San Jose. Atlanta. All right, 28-24 Chicago. All right. Basically have 3 stars of the day. Next on 101 ESPN. today's show, you can always download the podcast available at 101ESPN.com or via the Dobbs Tire Auto Center's 101 ESPN mobile app. All the podcasts brought to you by Shaver Door Company. Got to find out. Actually, let's make sure we get those 3 stars in first. Let's do that.
It's time for the Fast Lane's 3 Stars of the Day, presented by Circus Sports. No bet fees ever with the world's largest sports book, now at your fingertips in Illinois and Missouri.
Third star of the day goes out to Reacher's clothes.
Yeah.
His clothes.
His
wardrobe.
Clothes is like plural. He's got like one outfit.
No, he has multiple.
Yeah, he buys more.
Yeah.
He got one toothbrush, one outfit.
Well, I mean,
that's all he needs.
You don't need 2 toothbrushes, dude. Just need 1. Second star of the day goes out to Janet for telling Carey to go fast lane himself.
Way to go, Janet.
Janet, that was hurtful. We still love you, though.
You appreciated it.
You know what?
You
Nothing bother me.
it.
It's okay. We all have our opinions.
That's hers.
That's hers.
First star of the day goes out to firefighters.
Yes.
Firefighters.
Thank you, firefighters. Absolutely. Yeah. All right. Don't forget, we got Blues and Lightning pregame at 6. So in about 5 minutes or so, you'll hear from Alex Ferrario and Joe Vitale and Chris Kerber. We also have the puck drop for you on the Blues Radio Network at 7 o'clock. Tennessee, Kentucky, college basketball to start tomorrow morning. And then we got both of the NFL divisional matchups on Saturday. We're airing Bills and Broncos, kickoff at 3:30, pregame at 3. Seahawks, 49ers, kickoff at 7. Got the Texans, Patriots pregame starting at 1:30 on Sunday, kickoff at 2. Followed by your Blues taking on the Oilers in Edmonton. Everybody have a great weekend. We appreciate each and every one of you. Thanks for being a part of our week. And Marsh and I will be here on Monday, and then Carey and Jamie will be back with us on Tuesday. Everybody have a great weekend. See you.